Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of 13 Cards Subject to Change. We got a flippin' huge packed show. I can't swear this early in, but god dang, we got a lot to get to, and it's
so much to talk about.
Oh
today.
my god, we have such a packed show. I don't even know.
It's just two people that kind of is the biggest
well,
news.
you know what? Actually,
one of them, yes.
Well, they're going to lead into a lot of different topics, so we might as well just get that over with. For those of you who do not know, and if you don't, you're not even watching wrestling at this point. It's the only
you're living under a rock if you don't know.
The only break were the Joker cards, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But apparently, rumor has it, folks, and there were rumors, there were truths. We still don't know. There's a lot of speculation. We're here to just kind of speak on the stuff that we can speak on.
Right.
Yep.
Naomi and Sasha Banks both dropped their titles on John Laurinaitis' desk. It's probably one of the first times a woman spoke to John Laurinaitis since his wife in about 50 years. But anyway, so reportedly,
so nice. I love that comment.
We love Funky Love on the show,
Oh,
and by
God,
that,
yes.
and by that I mean we don't. But anyway,
Not even a little.
so
bit.
basically, they reportedly left. WWE has gone very public with it,
Right.
both on the show and off the show.
Right.
They've been removed from live events. They've been suspended indefinitely. I assume the contracts will be frozen within the next couple of weeks if they don't have anything worked out.
Right.
But, I mean, there's about 30 different ways to look at it.
Technically, their contracts both expire in July, August.
Right. Naomi was a follower, was one thing I read. Sasha was the only one that did it. Naomi's a friend, but Naomi's in the family. Yeah. There's about 30,000 ways to look at this. I mean, look, folks, here's the deal. The way I look at it is, based on everything that I've researched, that I've done, it seems like they had a meeting with Vince about the creative. It went well. But then what Jesse has surmised for the last – when did they hire them both back? John's been back for like 2 years.
Right.
But Bruce has been back almost since he left Impact, pretty much.
So they both came back, I think, during the pandemic in 2020.
Okay, so basically they've been back since the pandemic.
Right.
And all roads seem to lead to the idea that Funky Love – kissed ass and convinced Vince that we're not going to go with the change. We're not going to go with this. They were unprofessional, all this. Jesse, I've never seen or heard or known Vince to talk like this.
Right.
So it seems like all of this is coming from Johnny Ace and the other guy, Bruce Pritchard. It seems like now again, I could be wrong. This could be Vince, but Vince seemed to have a good relationship with both, never really seemed to care. It seems like that once again, while yes, it's clearly documented, and we've made the sense that Vince makes final say. But Jesse, you've admitted it's hard to make final say yourself when you've got two guys who kiss your ass so well that you're like, Jesse, I'd believe them, and I hate them because they're probably the best ass kissers in the world. But I mean, I guess before we get into the wrestling world reaction, what is your reaction to this, Jesse?
I will say this overall. I don't think the two women are wrong. That's number one.
We're with them. I want to make
Right.
that clear. Everyone here is with them.
Right.
But there's been so much fallout from it and so much oddness to it. It's just, I don't even know where to start with it.
So I don't believe the two women are wrong at all.
No.
Well, maybe was there a different approach? Sure. Could they have just gone and done it? Sure. But overall, their point would have been proven if they would have went and did it as well.
Yes.
The whole point of the walkout for Sasha was, I came back, I can go put over Ronda again and all that, but you asked us to put over the tag titles, and then all of a sudden the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
And then now, they both put in this hard work, and just a matter of like months, it's a nothing burger. It's gone. Like it almost doesn't even make sense. And so it's now, like I've told people as soon as I heard about the report last Monday that I am half and half unsure about whether or not overall whether or not if they should have walked out, because go do the job and then don't show up to SmackDown, I think, would have been a stronger stance. And here's what I meant by that when I told people this. Go do the job they've now asked you to do. And if you don't like what you see, then you go ahead, prove your point, walk out like, listen, this is what we were worried about.
Well, so I guess my biggest thing is, I've said it on the show numerous times, it's not how I would have handled it. I would have done the job and then used the result as my thing.
Sure.
But I guess if you want to put it some way, Sasha didn't want to put out that bad tape, might be the best way to sort of look at it.
Sure.
She didn't want that to be on her legacy, on her resume, on her library of having done it.
Sure.
Would be a way to look at it. I mean, I guess right now it's the wrestling world is very interesting because you've got people like Jim Cornette who said, well, this is kind of obvious. This has been the way it's been since the dawn of existence.
Right.
Then you've got people, I don't want to say Matt Cardona was making fun of it. I just think Matt Cardona was just pointing out a time when I think creative was bad for him.
Right.
But now again, when I said this topic's going to move into things, folks, I'm just going to jump into one here. CM Punk's the last motherfucker that used to say jack shit
All right,
about
yeah.
You know what?
anything.
Go ahead, go rant real quick.
Just look, folks, this is obvious because of what Jesse has painted the picture of, okay? CM Punk says to Matt Cardona, you could have done something for this, done something for that. You could have helped this, helped that. Bro, you not only used the people who you walked out on as a negotiating tool to make more money, you didn't create a union. There's no benefits for anybody. The creative is still suspect, even where you're at.
Super sus, by the way.
And yours is good because Tony Khan, you have him bent over a barrel for how much he's paying you.
Right.
And the fact that you're the only ratings draw he basically has, that you can do whatever. Look, Phil Brooks walked out because he had an issue with creative. I get it. I supported him back then. But don't go talking to a guy who was doing his own thing over here, and now you want to give Matt Cardona crap because he's made a better run on the indies than maybe Punk ever had, honestly, when you really look at it.
Yeah. He definitely has.
But I mean, this is Phil Brooks trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, acting like he's done something for the locker room. Phil, you ain't done shit. AEW does not have insurance. There's no union. There's no minimum pay. You're agreeing to these outrageous contracts because an idiot billionaire's son is allowing you to make this money. You are getting paid the money. And by the way, folks, for those of you that said he was the voice of the voiceless, there's a price. I've said it before on the show. Everybody has a price.
Right.
You just haven't reached it yet. So obviously, there was a price for CM Punk that Phillip Brooks agreed to.
Right.
And now we're sitting here acting like this dude's trying to take up for the boys and gals in the locker room. Bro, you've changed nothing except a much bigger paycheck for yourself.
Let's be insanely clear here. CM Punk should not be giving anybody advice about being a leader because he got his money, and then as soon as he didn't get his way, he left. Now, a lot of people are accusing Sasha Banks and Naomi of this same thing, but it's clearly garbage.
I've got no problem with CM Punk, his career, yada, yada. Like I said, the best thing that AEW's ever done and ever had was his debut.
Right.
But again, much like I do Tony, and we got a lot to talk about him today too, because more news on him.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse, don't talk shit when there's nothing to talk about.
Right.
That's basically what this is. I'm not letting you get away with something
Right.
because a bunch of blind fans over in AEW who want to sit there and say, yeah, Punk, like, what has he done? There's no
Right.
insurance.
Right.
WWE, as Jesse pointed out, they'll help pay for your insurance,
Right.
but you still got to get your own. But last I checked, AEW doesn't have an HR department where you go get your insurance benefits. They got an HR department apparently for your interview that he's mad at MJF
Well, I
for.
think you've been right this whole time. Tony Khan is just funding the indies, which is cool. Somebody has to. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no. I appreciate it, but
Right. Appreciate you.
but CM Punk didn't change anything when he walked out. He walked out for himself.
Right.
Hell, his wife had to go through another year of this crap. He talked to Vince before he went to Tony.
That guy is not a leader.
No.
No, he's an idiot
That guy is not
and
a
a pain
leader.
in the ass.
He's a
Right.
great wrestling talent. He's someone that has understood it his whole life. But the problem is that once again, bro, just say that you're doing it for yourself. At
Right.
least Nash said years later, I didn't give a fuck about anybody else's paycheck. I cared about mine. That's why I had the clause.
Here was the thing about Nash
yeah.
that I never liked. He took the high ground for 15 years.
I agree.
He basically lied to everyone's face for like 15 years about the shit, and then was like, "Yeah, no, I did it so we can get a better paycheck." Me and Hall and Hogan.
Yeah.
You should have just said that back in '95.
Nobody would have cared.
No one would have cared.
I mean, hell, Jim Cornette talks all the time now with all these negotiations. Nash and Hall had the favorable nations clause that basically said when you
Right.
sign somebody else and they get new money,
Right.
we get a pay raise.
right,
Right then and there, but again, that didn't come out till years later.
right.
But the thing about it is that, like I said, if Phillip Brooks comes out in 10 years when he's finally done, because I don't think he's got much longer left in him,
I don't
honestly,
think
when you
either.
look at the performances.
No, I
in the
don't think
tournament.
so either.
But when you look at it, folks, Sasha and Naomi, in my opinion, think they're doing what's. I don't think there's a negotiating tactic for them.
Right.
Now, okay, it does make sense when the internet says, "Well, Sasha didn't seem to care about the tag titles when she was getting booked as a singles champ." That's a weird look. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I agree that this is a different situation. It's not the same as when her and Bayley were in the pandemic and
Right.
running roughshod.
Leroy, go ahead.
But Leroy, if you're CM Punk, bro, nothing has changed. Wrestler, like CM Punk sat up there and said, "We're independent contractors. We don't do this. We don't do that." Andrew Yang got on it. Nothing's changed. It's the same as it was in the territories.
Right.
Okay, us doing this podcast, the three of us, we're more of independent contractors than they are. With Sasha and Naomi, I know everything going on. Oh, they're going to go AEW. Sasha, no. Sasha going to AEW is dumb.
Yeah.
She's going to be there, a flash in the pan, boom.
They can't get
They-
their own.
they can't
their
do
own
it.
women's title can't get over with Thunder Rosa. Need I say more?
Okay, did you see Booker T again? Eric Bischoff said it. Now Booker T has said it. This roster, AEW roster, looks like WCW. There's a whole
we've been
lot of
saying that
people
before
in.
they said it.
Yeah,
I wish more people listen to us because, like, we've been on this shit for 3 years.
I know,
They've been on this for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
and it doesn't boast well for AEW and everybody that's wrestling for them because it didn't work for WCW. It sure in the hell ain't gonna work for Tony and AEW.
So here's
It's
the deal.
not.
Here's the deal. We're gonna let more come out on this. I don't want to just jump off the Sasha Naomi bandwagon, but obviously we're gonna get into another topic here that's a bit of a cutoff. So here's the deal, Philip. You've changed nothing. The wrestling business is not better than when you left it because Jesse, what has changed except the cult-like fanaticism for CM Punk?
His fans came back. That's literally it.
The only thing that changed with him
That's
is
literally it.
he has some gray hair. Yeah, that's about it.
Look, Philip. I would love to talk to you, and I would love to get your point of view. That's never in denial because at this point, I guess we're journalists and we have to do that. But
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say this: that bro, this is the issue with every. Apparently now it's the wrestlers in AEW, and this is the problem with all elite wrestling. Spot Monkey, the facts don't support your shit.
Right.
It never has.
Right.
Your ratings are trash. Jesse said it in the car on the way here. If I'm TBS, I'm happy as hell. I
Right.
would renew them again. I'm
Right.
not giving them more money, but
No.
I'd renew them like crazy. And
Right.
everyone's like, wait, what? I'm like, this is nothing to them. They get a return on investment on the
No
freaking
shit.
ads. One ad probably pays TBS for the show.
Let
Yes.
me be insanely clear
Yes.
about Phillip Brooks and what has changed.
Yeah, please.
He hasn't done. And
Go
we'll
ahead,
talk.
Leroy. Yeah.
Well, are we going into AEW talking AEW right now or no?
Basically, yeah.
All right.
Because again, Jesse, as I said in the car, I want to let the Sasha Naomi thing build. I want it to breathe. I want to see, because at this point we've covered every main point. There's nothing else we can cover that hasn't
I
already been
agree.
covered.
I know.
But now we have to cover the people who are talking shit who shouldn't be talking shit.
No kidding. It's like, we love you, Sasha. We love you, Naomi. I mean, we hope the best. They'll be back in eventually. You know, as it leaked out.
Jesse's the one that said that AEW couldn't afford these two.
Oh no, they can't. Where would they go? They'd be buried again. I mean, there's a lot of, and somebody leaked out, or however leaked out.
Small stars leaving WWE will get an AEW welcome. If the
That's
big
it.
stars leave, it doesn't work like that.
No.
So, like I said, Charlotte, Ashley's not going. Because guess what? That locker room wouldn't accept Ashley.
No.
They wouldn't. WWE does it because Vince deals with egos every day.
Right.
These are people that haven't been to the mountaintop. And by the way, Corey brought this up when I talked to him the other day, so I'm going to bring this up in a little bit here. We'll finish this up.
Okay.
But Chris Adonis recently spoke with Chris Van Fleet. There was an interesting tidbit. Have you heard this?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Chris Adonis said, and I quote, "I'm taking time off for me right now to try to get back into WWE." And then he elaborated, any wrestler in the world who says they're not trying to go back to WWE or trying to get there, they're lying to you.
Oh.
And that's a
yeah.
guy who hasn't been there in, 15 years now?
Man,
It's been a while
Something
since
like
he
that.
was here.
2007, I think.
Okay,
was the
so
last time. Yeah.
so yeah, 15 years. So this guy comes out and just flat out says, "I want to go back."
Right.
Everybody else does, but again, and everyone's like, "Well, the Bucks, their entire brand is not going to the WWE.
No.
They're the exception that proves the rule
No.
because they don't make money anywhere else. Because Vince would have given them fat contracts, but their entire mystique would have gone away, and they know it.
Yeah, it's like, one, that's the next
You
person
can't
besides.
write the history of the Bucks without putting the letters WWE. Because guess what? If you stop and say, "Well, we made $1 million," then somebody who's not educated on it says, "Well, so did Hogan, so did Nash, so did Hall, so did Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at some point."
Right.
And then guess what? Then they'll have to clarify, "Well, we did it without WWE." You can't write your story without those three letters.
Yep.
AEW doesn't exist unless the owner of WWE starts up the XFL again.
Correct.
Tony Khan did not purchase All Elite Wrestling.
No.
Shad Khan's on the paperwork.
Right.
Yep.
Okay? The trademark is owned by Mr. Shad Khan, the bumper man.
Right.
Not his son, the cocaine man.
The bad soccer.
Oh, whatever the
The
hell he's
Adderall
on.
man. I don't know.
Oh, my
I don't know.
God. We love you. Get clean, Tony. What the hell?
The Hyman.
No, please don't get clean.
No.
Oh, it's more
The
well,
High
yeah.
Man, something he probably hasn't seen in about 20 years.
I guess it's more entertaining when he's like that.
I just got that.
There you go.
There you
there you go.
But no, I mean that him saying he wants to get to, MJF saying he wants to go to, and there's more people that have not said anything in AEW that are not happy, and it's like,
There's
wow,
been actually way
it's-
more who have spoken
Oh,
up
this
about,
crap about MJF is the only chaotic person back there,
No.
but he's making it bad. Like hell, Vince has 40 problems. Okay. Here's the example. Gordon Ramsay said it once in a Kitchen Nightmare over in the UK episode. There's 50 mistakes going on in every kitchen every night, but it doesn't leave the kitchen. Tony, you've got 50 problems. Vince has 50 problems. They just don't leave the locker room.
Right.
wait a minute.
Don't act like MJF is the only problem you have.
There's a few leaving the locker room that Tony, I don't know. He has no idea.
Jesse, okay,
moron.
you've spoken with people that were in PWG. You were on the Indies for a couple of years running that circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Is Chris Adonis wrong?
No. Of course the dream is to make it to WWE.
Or go back?
Yeah.
Because that was probably the best time of their lives because they were the most secure.
Because here's the
Vince
thing.
created a world of guarantees, but everybody wants it no matter how much they love a sport.
Right.
Why do you think the NFL's fighting for more guaranteed contracts?
Right.
I mean, I hate to say it, folks. Like, the fans are mad at Kirk Cousins. He's a god to the freaking players because he got the first ever fully guaranteed contract in NFL history. Who was it? Doug Baldwin actually sent him out a tweet after he got signed and said, that right there is what we need.
Right.
He got a fully guaranteed $84 million. You can't fault the guy for doing it.
Right.
Of course, the
I-
Jets were going to give him more, but, we don't want to talk about that.
So happy you Vikings did that.
I'll take a top 10 quarterback versus what you've been dealing with.
You know what though? You take a top 15 quarterback and still lean around and hope for a Super Bowl, while taking a top 15 quarterback knowing you're going to be mediocre,
That's fair.
but paying him $90 million. I'm okay. We didn't do that.
That's fair.
I give him crap. I was like, when's the last time the Jets were in the Super Bowl?
Well,
Yeah, but we won ours.
Well,
so here's the thing.
hey, here's the deal.
Well, that's
Here's the
true.
deal. One of my
I
top
gave you
5
that
players
one.
of all time, when you think about personalities, why Broadway Joe wasn't the #1 biggest personality in the history of the NFL, I'll never know, because
He's one of them.
Broadway Joe was as Broadway as they
Yeah,
came. But
for real.
topic for a different day.
So
But,
here's the thing.
yeah, back to Chris Adonis. Is it Chris Adonis?
Yeah.
Because it's not Chris Masters right now.
No.
He'd probably come back as that, but right now
Yeah.
he's Chris Adonis.
Well, he would have to come back as Chris Masters because that's probably the only name they could trademark him by still.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing when it comes to that. I just the Young Bucks did something that no one else has really ever done, and that was on the indie scene they found a way to make a major brand. Now, to be fair, they also did that with the help of a guy who ended up going to WWE by using his brand, and I'm talking about Prince Devitt, otherwise known as Finn Balor, and using the Bullet Club, / also AJ Styles, another guy who also went to WWE, and they've both actually been insanely successful there.
But as we've learned, they were both getting paid peanuts compared to what they're getting paid now.
Well, yeah.
Because here's the deal. I don't care how little he's being used. Finn Balor ain't making the minimum $250. That guy's got at least a $500,000 contract.
He's got to be close to $1 million, I would
Probably,
think.
yeah.
He probably gets $1 million in just bonuses alone.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing.
We know AJ's getting paid nicely.
That guy's set for life.
Of course.
But he's earned that contract over his lifespan of his
working
career.
with Dixie for 3 years, guaranteed that he's going to heaven.
Working for Dixie should prove he should probably get a $3 million contract.
Yeah,
$3 million
exactly.
Contract. But of course, the dream is to go and work in WWE, because if you're successful there, your name and your brand are set for life.
Which is why you've mentioned before, kind of to circle back a little bit before we talk more about it later in a different show.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha could go to probably go to Hollywood, but I would think at some point she'd probably brush elbows with Dwayne, and he'd kind of take her aside and be like, "Hey, Vince kind of did this yada yada type thing." I mean, not that Dwayne needs Vince anymore, but I feel like Dwayne is such a level-headed person that he'd probably be like, "Okay, cooler heads are going to prevail at some point."
Listen. Remember, Stone Cold walked out. They were pissed at him for 5 months, and then by month 6, they were ready to bring him back. He still didn't come back for 6 more months. But
yeah, I think once they were cool with him coming back, it was like, okay, get healthy now.
Right. Well, they were actually trying. They admitted they were trying to rush him back, but he was like, "I'll come back when I'm healthy."
Right. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Go take a couple years. Go do Hollywood's. Go do it. Like, just go fully do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, if Naomi, and this is if they both get released. If I don't think, because like I said, if one of them goes, it will be Sasha. They'll release Sasha.
Yeah.
I do not think they'll release Trinity though.
No.
Because I think in that sense, cooler heads will prevail in the next couple weeks, because
And Roman will probably
Roman will probably say something.
Yeah.
Like, all right, what happened? How do we move past this?
Because here's the deal. You've said it before. If anyone right now has the clout to walk into Vince's office, kick Funky Love out, and say, what the hell went on, it's probably
Vince.
Roman Reigns.
Oh, it's Roman.
Reigns.
It's Seth Rollins. That's probably the list. Because Brock's already gone.
Well, yeah. Well, but here's the deal. As long as Brock's check clears, he don't give a shit what happens. Brock worked out his issues with Riddle. What does that tell you?
Right.
Brock and Riddle are cool now.
Well, because Brock can be a professional when he wants to.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Unlike you, Chris Jericho. So it's
The Wizard?
You mean the White Wizard?
We're not. No. That's Gandalf. You can't fucking give him that.
Jericho's the one that's been saying it, not me. So
No, that dirty bastard.
somebody's got to whoop
Do not-
Jericho's ass. It's
Do
out
not
of
take
control
that
now.
from my
Well, the
buddy
problem is
Gandalf.
Kingston can't do it because he's too busy being a, I don't know what.
What
A
Kingston-
jobber?
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
I'll like what Jericho did and stood 6 feet away from him and said it. I'll say it to his face. That's what you are now. You're a jobber. Good job. Even in your own story.
Yeah.
They had to bring Moxley and Bryan Danielson in to continue the damn story.
And-
you're a jobber.
And apparently Regal has to talk for you now too.
Well, because all he does is go off on tangents when he speaks.
Yeah, which make no sense. Sorry, they don't. And they're always
It's
about
always a shot at WWE.
Yep.
And all right, let's fight. Like that's, I love Eddie, but it gets old.
Trinity will probably come back at some point.
Like I said, Trinity will be back.
I also think, and again, I'm not saying Trinity can't speak for herself, but from the reports, she probably just followed Sasha at this point.
I think she agreed with Sasha, and so she stood with her partner
Yes.
and her friend.
Yes.
But once cooler heads can prevail,
Yeah.
I think she will be back.
Which, by the way, Jesse, I mean, I hate to say it, and again, WWE's taking their pot shots on camera.
Right.
Pat looked incredibly uncomfortable with it, but I think Pat's a professional. He's just going to go about his business. It seems like Vince has definitely, both for the funniness but also the seriousness, kept Pat away from the politics of WWE, and Pat just kind of shows up, does his shtick, and goes home. I don't think Pat's really too much.
I will say this.
Yeah.
That clearly did not make Pat comfortable.
No.
Remember, as we've talked about, he doesn't need to do this.
No.
So they need to keep that in mind when they do shit like that on air.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you should have been done with your pot shots on Raw. Should have been done with it. But overall, this situation and AEW are different in two major ways. The first major way is this. MJF isn't the only one pissed off back there.
He's the only one that's willing to say it because
He's just the most popular one
Yes.
who's willing to speak up.
Yes.
And number two, I told you this was coming.
You did.
I said, when they did all those mass releases, I said, all Tony's going to do is try to swoop all his talent up.
Yep. And by the way, quick question, Jesse. And no, this is not asking you because you're the only black guy in here, but I'll ask you specifically.
Sure.
Where are Swerve and Keith Lee?
Is there
Are they on YouTube?
a couch in catering?
Probably.
There probably is
That's
now.
probably where they are.
They're facing
okay.
Luther, who apparently still has a job. Serpentico and Luther are the best paid jobber tag team in all of professional
So
wrestling.
Pentaco finally won his first match.
Yeah, against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody.
How long did that take to win his first match?
3 years. He was
3
there.
years?
He was there from night one. He's been a paid fan the entire time.
He lost 130 matches straight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a star you made there, Tony. But hey, he's the most overpaid jobber probably in the history of wrestling with that friggin' deal.
Well, maybe Brandon Cutler is now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
Is Brandon Cutler even considered a wrestler?
I mean, he is a bitch boy for sure.
When I sent that picture, I knew you were going to see that and lose your ever loving
Oh,
mind.
he's a bitch boy.
Oh boy.
They can never have jobbers like they did back in the day.
No, because now jobbers literally means that you're a complete fucking waste of time.
But
There's no character.
Them
Yeah.
jobbers were awesome.
Back in the day, like, jobbers were used to enhance talent.
Jobbers were actually known by the local TV audience. Like, I mean, they knew who the hell the jobber was.
Right.
They knew what he was. I mean, jobber wasn't a term they used back then because that didn't get out. But in the territory days, jobbers were arguably more famous than the stars because the stars went to other territories.
Right.
Well, yeah.
The jobbers stuck around.
Iron Mike Shark, Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
I mean, Cena loves the Brooklyn Brawler. I mean, because of him, hopefully he's going to get in the Hall of
Brooklyn
Fame.
Brawler has actually had a better career than the Brooklyn Nets. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
That is true.
Brooklyn Brawler
Oh, God,
actually
yeah.
doesn't get swept, in the playoffs.
That's a totally fun subject for a different time.
You're not a Nets fan, are you? I hope not.
Not anymore.
Okay, good.
Not since they moved to Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Kind
And
of
I'm
hard.
from Brooklyn.
Kind of hard to when the two stars, one's doing everything he can, the other one doesn't want to show up to work.
Don't get me started on Kyrie Irving. But
One of these days, Jesse could say something mean on Twitter, tag Kyrie Irving, and I swear to God, Jesse could make Kyrie Irving leave the Nets for a week.
I might make him quit basketball. So
Go for it.
here's the
He'll
thing.
never quit because where's he gonna get the money to be this overbearing?
Earlier
psychopath?
we also talked a little bit off camera about I say the words off camera, and for those who were maybe looking for a live of this one,
Technical
there
difficulties.
were
Some
technical
technical
difficulties
difficulties.
and the cameras went out, so we'll be live again next week, I promise.
Yep.
But here's the thing. If not for the Young Bucks making what they did off of what Finn Balor and AJ Styles already did,
Yes.
if not for Cody Rhodes having the balls and the bravery to go, I mean, why not fucking compete in Madison Square Garden against Vince? Like, why not?
And what I think is funny is that Cody Rhodes has come back. There's no indication that Vince has any issue with Cody. They clearly are perfectly fine.
So in a recent interview, he talked about how, it's funny because he's like, I don't want to be just remembered as the guy who went and made a company to compete against Vince.
Yeah.
He was like, my legacy has to be more than that.
Mhm.
And
Speaking of which, credit to what Mustafa Ali has recently come out and said. He clearly just kind of was very happy with his return as well because
he was right.
Yep. Another guy. Yep.
He was right the whole time.
Vince will eventually admit you're right.
Right.
You just got to give the old man some time to process it. What a story with his kids, though, to basically sit there and say, I saw them playing with my action figure in a ring, but now I got to get titles in my house.
Right.
Like, honestly, I do hope Ali comes back and tries to make something out
I
of
do
this
think
run.
they're actually going to put the U.S. Championship on him at some point soon here.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Because they're obviously trying to sort of move Theory along faster than
Right,
Cena.
right.
So obviously, Theory's not going to
By
hold
the
the U.S.
way,
title
I
very long.
don't think it's a good idea, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Here's the thing. I with AEW, especially with AEW.
Yeah. MJF's the most popular. Mass releases. Tony's playing with his dad's
Jeff
money.
Hardy already had a comment about like, man, I'm kind of regretting this a little bit.
Confirmed, by the way, that's been confirmed. Jeff said it.
He said those words.
I also want to point out that for all you people that are happy about Double or Nothing and yada yada and being like Hardys versus the Hardys literally did a video talking about all the losses they've taken in AEW, and I'm like, to teams that you should have never worked with in the friggin' first place, but that's neither here nor there.
Speaking of becoming like, in their eyes, they're going to see it as putting over, and that was the goal
Yes.
when you lost to those teams. But it doesn't feel like that.
No,
because the teams that lost to aren't any more special now.
No. If you would have taken Private Party and had them get some revenge,
Right.
all of a sudden Private Party is a top-notch tag team because they're actually talented.
I want everyone to remember that they let Stu Grayson go.
Yeah. And the Dark Order still is going on business as usual.
Evil Uno is probably gone soon. So they're not going to be able to use the name for too much longer.
Evil's probably just going to do the job for a while, and then
Right.
when the contract runs out. Because the problem is, it seems like Evil didn't want to do this without Stu. It seems like they're the two guys.
Well, it's really their
And Tony's not smart enough.
it's their gimmick.
Yeah, and Tony's
Yeah.
not smart enough to get licensing.
Right,
So,
so
I'm
it-
sure Dark Order is
But
just...
Stu Grayson they really all are friends.
Yeah.
And so of course he wasn't going to bitch or moan or complain
No.
about it. But it's one of those things like when Evil Uno leaves, that gimmick leaves with
Yes.
him.
Yes.
So, and then we get to see how they waste talent like John Silver and Alex Reynolds. So,
Who, by the way, never got more over from joining the Dark Order. They didn't. They were supposed to be the defectors. They were supposed to be this. They were supposed to be that. But, and again, I know it sounds weird. And I know everyone's expecting
Johnny kind of did, but he also got over for the comedy stuff.
He got
and,
himself over with the shit he
right.
did with Ty and Anna Jay. And I know
right.
everyone wants to sit here and say, oh, you're about to go on a Jim Cornette style rant about how AEW failed Dark Order. I'm like, no, you failed these two guys. They had to get themselves over. Like, this is not on them for saying no.
By the way, it's been reported multiple times that the talent has to get itself over in AEW.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's saying it now.
It's not that you can't, like, it's not that it's not the same in WWE.
Yeah.
But you can also go, like, well, listen, if I'm going to kind of go off of you guys' ideas, even though I brought you one, then help me get it over.
Yeah.
And, it's that, then at WWE's point, it is their job to help you get that over.
Yeah.
Especially if you're putting in the work. In AEW, you don't get that. You just have to go find a way to get yourself over.
Yeah.
Ask Britt Baker.
Britt Baker is a star because Britt Baker did all the work.
Right.
Because I'm going to point something out. When AEW was in charge, your hair was all over the place on a boat. You had a promo that made no goddamn sense that you repeated the next week, almost word for word. That was the weird thing.
Right.
And your matches were featured not even at the start of the show to get a rating. They weren't even featured in the main event. You were literally you were at the half-hour mark, for God's sakes.
You know what? why don't we get into this so-called build-up for Double or Nothing and the Owen Hart tournament and all that from last Wednesday?
Hold on.
Or is there?
We're still doing the Owen Hart tournament?
Yeah,
It's still going on.
it's still happening.
It was Joker night, and I was sitting back and laughing when I heard about it.
Before we get to this, may I point out AEW?
I don't disagree.
AEW, you've had 2 successful Jokers, and you've been on TV now for 4 years.
What were the 2
The
successful
only successful
Jokers?
male Joker was Paige, even though we all knew who it was.
Okay, all right.
And the only successful female Joker was Ruby Soho. Yeah, she's still there.
Yeah, it didn't work either.
Forgot about that. She's still there. But that's it. That's the only time the Joker's ever worked. Ever since then, the Joker was Leo Rush. Who the hell cares? By the way, he's back.
In New Japan. After retiring for like the 15th time.
Jesse, I understand right now it's a big thing in society to not put down another black man, but he's got to be.
I can't put a man so small down anymore.
That's exactly what
He's
I'm
so close to the earth
That's just
that unless I'm burying him, I
Yeah.
can't put him down anymore. I like Leo as a wrestler. I do. This shit's gotten old
yeah.
real quick.
Sami Zayn's new gimmick is running away. Your gimmick is you just retire when you're feeling a little bit of a back pain.
By the way, Pat McAfee last week talking about his new finisher should be the runaway.
That's
that was so fucking
Pat's,
funny.
Pat was on point.
I love Pat.
But anyway, as we get to this, folks, I've been saying it for 4 years, and everyone's now coming over to me. Jesse, you weren't there at the beginning. No offense. I don't want to bring you because you weren't there at the beginning.
Sure.
You have to kind of eat that because
Sure.
you thought this would work.
I had hope.
You did.
I still have hope.
It's just very dull.
It's like sunlight in a tunnel. It's very hard to see.
Yes. There is a light at the end of said tunnel, but God, what you have to go through to get through that tunnel.
It does not feel like that tunnel is ending.
But my point is this, is that, folks, the Joker
it will end, yes,
yeah.
abruptly and hurtly.
Yeah, when Shad decides that
I was about to say, unless Shad decides to shut it down, they're really not going anywhere.
no. But here's the deal, folks. We had 2 Jokers. We opened with the first one.
Sure.
It was Johnny, not the Johnny they wanted.
They really thought they were getting Johnny Gargano.
But okay.
And I really appreciate the fact that it wasn't Johnny Gargano. I really appreciate the diehards' disappointment that it was. By the way, a very excellent pro wrestler.
No. And I think Allison made a good point about Candice LeRae, to spoil what we're talking about next. I think Candice is taking a little time off to be with the baby, take a few,
I think they're both just focused on being parents right now.
They're just Quill's only like 3 months old.
And that's fine.
And Johnny's been back to the Performance Center with Quill more than he's been back to AEW's locker room. That's the funny part.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Let them be.
But anyway,
them.
by the way, Johnny can add another gimmick to his T-shirt, Johnny Elite. But yeah, no, this was dull because once again, you guys build this up for your own fan base, and then everything goes wrong because Jesse. This is the ultimate turning point of proving.
I almost said it again.
You gave him too much.
Are you breaking into the chair, mine?
I'm
Almost,
fucking
yep.
fat, man.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I really gotta lose weight. This is not good.
We love you still.
But anyway, Jesse, you've given your fans too much.
I have to buy me a grandpa chair here soon. That's what I'm going to sit in. I'm going to just bring myself a grandpa chair over here.
Yeah, there we go.
I should have one of them. You're like, I don't have to stand up anymore. My grandma had one. Oh,
Jay is so fat, he had to bring his own chair to do the show. Here's the thing. Getting Johnny Elite.
John Hennigan, we could
Thank
call him.
you. I was trying to remember his actual last name.
We'll just call him John Hennigan because that's his actual name.
You want me to?
At least Taya's been
You
smart.
want me to run down all of his
No,
names?
we don't have
No,
time.
no,
We
no.
don't have enough show.
We don't have enough show.
We don't have
to
enough
run
There's a
down.
lot.
I know there's a
a
lot.
there's a
Yeah,
list.
no, I'm very aware.
My God.
Very
Johnny
aware.
tried to be a porn star once. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
It was a great match.
No, I don't have
It
that
was. It was.
It was a great match, but it just listen. First of all, like I said, I enjoyed their disappointment tears.
Yes.
because it was so tasty to watch them.
But
once
again,
not get
when
what
you
they
give
wanted.
them everything they want for so long and now all of a sudden you can't, you have to explain to them that, sorry, this is just how it works.
right, and
But Tony doesn't have the balls to do that.
And one of the most phenomenal things about the disappointment of when he came out to me was that, like, for them, because I was cool because I was like, oh, well, this is going to be a good match. 'Cause
This is actually a decent pickup.
I've seen this in WWE, so I know this match is pretty good.
Presented anywhere else on the card,
Right.
Johnny would have been a nice little debut.
And in AEW, because
At least-
the smart thing they do
At
is
least
they
Ty has
do-
been smart and gone back to Mexico.
Right. The smart thing that they do is that they give more time to the actual wrestling, which I have no problem with.
Yeah.
Um,
Match was good.
the match was really, really good. Joe won, which he should.
That's the other thing. You beat the Joker. It wasn't even.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jesse, your prediction was wrong too. It wasn't even Cesaro, but I don't think. Apparently,
Well, I said if it, because we were debating who the Joker could be, and I said it could be Cesaro. I would have never guessed Sean Hennigan because I thought he was just going to go back to Impact full time.
yeah.
But the fact that Cesaro still hasn't signed anywhere is actually
Well, from what I hear,
Strange.
he's kind of expensive, but I thought nothing was expensive for Tony. 'Cause
Right.
once again, Tony, you said
You got more money than Vince.
You got more money than Vince. You do.
Well, maybe this is Johnny's like one-off thing with them.
maybe.
And maybe he'll end up in Impact sometime soon.
I do know this.
I know Scott wants him back. I've read that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I know Scott wants him back in Impact.
careful with my little pussy cat.
I'm petting your pussy.
She's finicky sometimes.
I love it when they're finicky. Here's the thing.
We can get away with that.
Because I'm petting a cat.
Careful, she might. Oh, I thought she was going to grab your pizza. She might.
No, she's gone.
That's not
now.
a euphemism, folks. He actually has pizza.
Yeah, and we're not kidding. He does.
Here's the thing, man. We still had the afterbirth that we've set up for weeks and weeks and weeks now with this,
Cranberries.
with the big guy from India who used to play basketball that WWE let go.
Even they couldn't use him.
It's weird when a giant is too green for WWE. I don't know what that really says.
I got nothing.
I mean, they put Omos out there, and you can tell he still needs some work. Here's the thing. It really just there's no impact to this at all.
Which is weird because Johnny Impact was there.
What's the next match? That's gonna be my attitude during this whole show because it was my attitude watching it live.
Well, but Jesse, that's the thing. This crowd got mad.
They were upset.
Yeah, they were. They
really thought they were getting Johnny Gargano.
They
which
really thought that Johnny Gargano.
was effing hilarious to me.
As a dad, I understand him wanting to spend time with his little boy because that's the greatest thing ever.
And Quill's the cutest little thing I ever done.
oh,
saw.
he is so
really is.
adorable. Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
He's spending time with his children.
He's being daddy. That's
Let
the
him be
greatest
daddy.
thing. That's the greatest thing.
It's the best things that are going to happen in
Ever.
Cleveland this year after Deshaun Watson gets suspended for the year. So
I still think it'll only be for 6 weeks, but we'll talk about that another day. All right, so here we go. We had
Oh,
half
football
and half.
podcast soon or what?
Hmm?
Oh,
yeah, I know we just keep getting those in.
we could do a football pod. I
got
have
a lot of stuff
I have
going
the
on.
equipment. We could have fun with that. Let's
All
do
right,
another one.
This was the May 18th episode, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we started out with.
He didn't watch
We
it.
actually started.
I didn't.
I know you didn't, but I know for damn sure he didn't watch it.
I saw the highlight.
No, Jesse. I always watch, just never live.
I got the highlights and all the lights.
We
so-
started. Okay, so we actually started with Cole versus. Well, not we didn't start. Sorry, because obviously, like you said, John was the opening segment.
Right.
So yeah, Samoa Joe defeated John. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, this is funny. Forbes actually has it as Samoa Joe defeated John Morrison.
Oh, that's great.
Forbes.com has it as John Morrison. This is actually
Gotta
good.
love the typo.
Oh, yeah, this is hilarious.
That's phenomenal.
Hangman Adam Page defeated Konosuke Takashita from DDT Pro.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do think it is funny, Jesse, that when you look at it in America, it literally is take a shitta. But sorry, we're Americans. We have dirty minds.
I will say this.
I like him though. I like Takeshita.
He's great.
The dude can go.
He's great.
Holy crap, this guy was fun.
Yeah, he's
you
great.
mean I have to look at the way? You mean the way they spell it? It looks like take a shit.
It does. It does look like take a shitter.
It does.
It does.
It does. I'm not
does.
joking. It literally looks like take a shitta.
God, I love us in the U.S. There, we can really fuck
This is
up
why
a
the
name
rest of
like
the
that.
world hates us.
We can really just destroy a name when we're not trying
So,
to.
by the way, Justin pronounced it fucking wrong anyway. By the way, that's my second F-bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily we're past half an hour.
Yeah.
but here's the thing. This match was phenomenal because Takeshita is a guy. As Pat McAfee would say on the show, he is a dude. Like
This
he
guy,
just
this
he
guy
can
can go. This guy can actually go. I was
go,
impressed.
go.
I like this guy.
I thought it was weird that they let him compete on that kind of level with the world champion.
What's his thing going over in DDT?
So right now he's on excursion.
Oh, okay. All right.
So a lot of his stuff. So I know he ended up doing a New Japan Strong match. After a negotiation with DDP.
Okay.
DDT. I don't know why I said DDP.
It's all good.
He's awesome too.
Yep.
And then he's also he's been doing some
Sorry.
PWG stuff.
Oh, really? Okay, so he's been on some PWG shows.
Yeah.
Isn't PWG 19 coming up?
Yes.
It's gonna be a good show. I like that.
I mean, I want to make it to at least one this summer. We'll see.
Yeah.
I already missed Battle of Los Angeles, so
That was a good tournament.
it was great.
That was a great tournament.
And then I do know he's been doing he did one MLW show,
Okay.
but only one. But yeah, listen, man, he's
well, Jesse. I mean, it's kind of hard when you're on excursion to do more than one MLW show because what they pay you just ends up paying for the hot dog that night.
yeah, Court Bauer. You know what? Sorry, let me stay out. I was about to go off.
Not yet.
Here's the thing. I just did because I love the match, but I was like, I don't understand why he's competing on this level with the world champion. It's so weird.
Well, but Jesse, remember and I'm actually going to go back to a time when you and
I'm happy they put him over,
Well,
but
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I found it strange.
Well, but see, Jesse, but now I'm going to go back to a time when you were still kind of on the Hopamine with the rose-colored glasses. I said that certain teams should not be this competitive with top stars, and you said, well, they're giving them time, and now all of a sudden you realize that time has led to no results.
In AEW's case, negative results at times.
Yeah.
But great match.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed this.
Like I said, I'm
And the other thing about it is
I'm
that-
still in the thought that CM Punk's going to lose.
Yeah. But and I'll say this much, not to sort of piggyback off of Jim Cornette or try to be him for 2 seconds. At least they brought in a guy who actually isn't one of the older New Japan guys.
Right.
He's sort of an up and coming Japan guy, and he looked in shape. He looked ready to go. I mean, like this guy should be a prospect over there. I mean,
Well, he's only 24, so yeah.
I like this kid. No. Next up was the long-awaited and once again no one cared match of Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus the Workhorsemen. I don't think anybody really cared. It's a cool finishing maneuver, but the rest of the match was forgettable.
I must have blinked and missed a couple of weeks maybe of like Dark and Dark Elevation.
Yeah.
JD Drake used to be in a group with Caesar Bononi,
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler's little brother,
Yeah. Nick Namath.
and Peter Avalon.
Well, Peter got released. Well,
He signed a handshake agreement to continue to do stuff. for
okay,
now,
all
but-
right, yeah. Good for Peter to get paid, but
I'm about to say he's getting paid to kind of do light work.
yeah.
But with that said, I don't remember them breaking this team up. So when I saw this,
Yep.
I was like, so I literally missed maybe a week or two of Dark and Dark Elevation.
Yep.
And they broke them up.
Yep.
And we don't get a story of why?
No, just happened. Because it was on Dark. Oh, by the way, for those of you wondering, after the match, we had an afterbirth, Leroy. Out of nowhere, for reasons I can't explain, and no, our boy Ken E. Defiance, we don't know why. We cannot have you help us here, Kenny, because we don't know why. Leroy,
I see that does not surprise me.
No, but hold
that
on.
there was an afterbirth.
are you ready for what the placenta was? Apparently, for some reason, after only being together for like the last 4 weeks, 2 of them I think have been on television. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, despite not having much of a win-loss record, they're now apparently a top 5 tag team in the rankings of AEW by their own account, their own word. So Christian is now apparently Tony Khan and comes out and says there's now a triple threat match at Double or Nothing for the tag team titles. It's going to be Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Starks and Hobbs versus Jurassic Express. I don't know why. No one has explained it to me. It makes no sense. There's been a long-going rivalry with Team Taz and everybody recently.
Right.
So apparently Team Taz can be dropped into any story and it would make sense because they've literally had something with everybody at
Is
this
it
point.
even really Team Taz anymore?
I don't even know,
I mean,
but
his son is basically a babyface.
Starks and well,
My brain hurt there a little bit.
yeah. Christian announces this out of nowhere. Christian, are you really liking the pay, bro?
You know what? The only thing that helped a little bit there, I was looking at CJ Perry dancing around in a bikini.
That ain't nothing to me anymore. Or sadly, we got to talk about her a little bit here, but we'll explain it in a minute when we get off.
Well,
AEW.
hey, it's,
But
I don't like to look at worn and used wash rags.
That's
well, it looked good for a second.
You see,
there,
I like to clean myself with good ones, and they're clean.
It
Yeah.
helped me get past that brain hemorrhage that I almost had. there from what he
Anyway,
said,
so Jesse,
I got to find Jordan.
Jesse,
Grace, that's
wins
what
and
it is.
losses matter, but all you gotta do is be there for 2 weeks as a team, and boom, you're in a World Tag Team Championship match,
Maybe they felt
which would have made sense in WWE, and we all just would have accepted it. But here, I gotta ask a couple
I
of
was going to
questions.
say there they do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But I gotta ask a few questions here. Be like, can we just stop the rankings, please? Can we stop?
They don't matter.
They mean nothing. Also, what I love is the number 1 ranked team in all of AEW is not the champions. Like officially, you can't be the number 1 ranked team.
Who's number 1 ranked right now?
FTR, isn't it?
I think it better be.
I think it's FTR.
The problem
Alright.
is that quick question. I read out. I have a question to my 2 wonderful co-hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Did I give the match at Double or Nothing? Did I give the 3 teams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure? Because I don't remember saying FTR. Oh wait, they're not in the goddamn match.
Right. Well, they are.
What's his name is out of the tournament. They're not doing anything
They're defending the ROH Tag Team Championship
against Roppongi Vice.
The reunited Roppongi Vice.
But does this mean it's the end of the best friends? Which, by the way, might be the best thing that's ever happened to half these guys. Because like this has been the most shit on group.
I gotta be honest. I can't believe I'm saying this. I fucking hope so.
They have misused
'Cause
Trent and
They finally. I mean, they moved Chris Statlander away from them.
yeah.
Wheeler Yuta, of course, doing Super Juniors, and what a hell of a fucking tournament it's been. Guys, if you got the $10 to pay for the month, go watch the Super Juniors right now on New Japan. Holy shit.
They always, it's the one time of the year where New Japan not only gives these guys time, but they seem to put that kind of energy and production.
It's the
into
one
it.
time where, unless it's named Wrestle Kingdom or I'm gonna pronounce the name wrong.
Yep. I was gonna say Danganronpa. I'm like,
No.
that's not a game we should play on this show.
But it's one of the 3 major like pay-per-view shows for.
Yeah.
The tournament so far has been like 2.5 hours. Usually they only like to go 2:15 for their shows.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's been banger after banger after banger after banger. I'm like, if I keep watching this much great wrestling, I might come too much and I might not make the show.
Exactly.
Here's the thing.
Just have a cigarette and a Twinkie. You'll be all right.
I don't think it's enough after you come that much.
But yes, FTR
Never had that problem.
But yes, FTR are defending not the.
You will when you get older.
Quick question: there are 2.
How much older?
That's
2
great.
years.
I'm like 9,000.
Yeah,
so.
well,
Probably 2 more years.
That's fair.
Just 2
but,
more years.
But Jesse, there's 2 underneath titles right now in AEW
Yeah.
that are bigger than the main titles of the division they're in.
know.
The TBS title is apparently being made the biggest women's title they have. We'll get to that.
Let's move that to the side. What the fuck is going on with he broke the TNT Championship.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But that guy's a face.
We were going to get there in a minute.
You know?
But yeah.
Fuck it, we're there now.
Yep. No, we took that detour. The TNT title has been broken by the guy who was the face in this particular thing.
What? If not,
just when they make you feel sympathy for Scorpio Sky.
if not for WWE's unfortunate bullshit, this would be the worst thing in pro wrestling. This makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, this is bad.
Why did you have Scorpio Sky fully turn heel on a friend he's never fully turned heel on before? Made no sense, came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually a more interesting story there of him defending Frankie Kazarian, going, no, I'm not going to just beat him up.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's been super supportive of every single thing I've done.
Well, but Jesse, we're AEW. We listen to the fans. We make decisions on the fly. We already had a segment of a young lady who screwed up a chair shot on someone she liked. We can't do that segment twice. They already screwed this up once. We can't do it again. So we're just going to do something that makes no goddamn sense.
So, they have the rankings for everything.
Oh, God.
They have for the men's titles.
We're not doing this right now, but just help me out with some parity. What's the top ranked tag team? Just skip ahead to that.
Oh, that?
Yeah, just skip ahead to that.
Number one tag team is FTR.
And they're defending the underneath Ring of Honor. Sorry, folks. Like, the Ring of Honor titles are the underneath World Tag Team titles.
Besides
right
FTR, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks.
So the
Gun
number
Club,
two?
John Silver and Alex Reynolds, and then Keith Lee and Speed.
Wait. Read that name again before number 5.
John Silver and Alex Reynolds
No Dark Order.
are number 4.
Jesse walked out.
Jesse had to step out for
Jesse's
a second.
actually walked out of the room.
Jesse's
Jesse's microphone currently has nobody on it.
That's the top 5.
Yeah.
And that is the latest top 5.
Take off your headphones. Take off your headphones.
Okay, before Jesse goes,
Thank you.
Leroy, write this down. Every third show of the month, we're just going to read the rankings to Jesse.
Every third month we're going to read.
third
all
Sunday
right.
of each month. But Jesse, go ahead.
Let's hope the board holds it.
This poor soundboard.
I hate the Young Bucks. I hate them. This is I hate. Why are John Silver and Alex Reynolds? They don't win anything. You've jobbed them out.
What's their record, Leroy,
They have a winning record.
for just this year? Just this year. I just want to know this year.
Oh, well.
It should say next to them. There's an overall record, and then it has their.
No, they don't. I haven't found that one.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Jesse.
No one can any longer convince me that the man who doesn't care about tag team wrestling doesn't book it better. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Why are they there? They're never going to get a tag team title match. They're going to have their contracts not renewed before they get a tag team title match.
Yeah.
What? What?
They should just go with Stu Grayson on the Indies and just be part of the Dark Order on the Indies.
What? Do the show. Do the show.
All right, so
Oh my God.
Leroy, after this unfortunate afterbirth,
Oh
we
my God.
we move on to the best part of the show, in my opinion. It was Wardlow had to take the 10 lashes from MJF.
This was really good.
This was really good because Wardlow I think he took a total of 6 before MJF nutshotted him.
7.
He took 7 before he got nutshotted.
No, technically he took 9 before the nut shot.
Okay,
Because he took 2 from Spears.
right. Okay.
So, because what was going on was he was expecting the
By the
same
way,
reaction he got
to
from
Jesse's
Cody.
absolute hatred, Spears has actually won a match on Dynamite recently.
I actually watched most of
And
that.
you know what's even sadder? His wife is no longer in wrestling, so why are we talking about you?
I don't even care about him.
I watched the lashes he took, and he was laughing. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no.
That was,
The laughing, like he's not even going to give MJF the satisfaction. of
This
showing
was
pain.
done
Like, I loved
really,
it.
really well.
Right.
MJF is basic, but I will say this. When you look at how much time it was given, when you look at how much production it was given, because you can see these things, they're pretty obvious.
yeah.
They're working on a way to get MJF out of here. They just are, because this deserved so much more than what it got.
I think MJF is working on a way for MJF to get the fuck
I
out
still
the
think he's
company.
going to put over Adam, and then he's going to leave, and he's going to tell Adam, get yours before you leave.
Right.
I think that's going to happen.
I think this will be the last feud he does because
I've said it. Tony, why would you keep this around for another year?
Right.
What's the point? Just buy the kid out.
Right.
You've got the money.
It doesn't make any sense.
This is insanity.
Like
He doesn't want to be here.
it's not even just that. He's Tony has shown no commitment to MJF, so that's why he doesn't want to be there.
Well, reportedly there was a contract offer, But here's the deal: if you're not going to come back at him with a number that makes sense after all of this, you're the idiot, not him.
He probably made a contract offer, called the idiots in Vince up in Connecticut, heard the offer he might get back and went, so can you match that? And that's when all this shit probably started.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Could MJF be a surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble next year?
Yeah.
Do you think they would do that before that, or
Here's
would
the
it
deal.
be, or would it be good because he had to
He
wait
will
a certain
be
amount of time?
Okay. Let's say hypothetically he works out this contract.
Yeah,
So January 1st, 2024, he's out.
yeah.
Maybe Vince throws him in the Rumble. Which, by the way, that pop, wherever it is in 2024, that pop will be bigger than Cody at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, it will, because this is the guy that, like, people were like, oh, shit, you actually got him.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everyone pretty much knew Cody was coming, and everyone's kind of got it now because of Cody's storyline that he walked in the building with. This was Cody's plan. But MJF's plan was just to get paid by whoever's going to pay him the most. But anyway, now we move back to the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
I mean, it was cool to see the family there for this one.
I can't.
Was Brett there?
No.
because he resigned his Legends contract with WWE.
Well, he can still make an appearance.
No, he cannot. Not without the permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even though it was for merchandise, technically Brett being there is part of a merchandise thing. It's a weird clause.
You know,
in a
I did not
contract.
realize that.
Like I said, this is why you get a lawyer to look at these things, because there's a lot of things that happen. Anyway, I'm gonna say it. I don't care what anyone says. I think Jim Cornette was right when he was talking about this. Jesse, I think Owen Hart, God bless him if he was here, would be laughing his ass off at this tournament because this wrestling.
There's
Now,
no stakes, by the way.
no.
There's still no stakes to this thing.
No one gets a title shot. No one gets the Red Velvet had a nice little vignette with her two girls in the baddies section. That
Hey,
was
think about it.
that
The
was
Mae
bad.
Young people were like, "Well, what did they get for the Mae Young Classic?" The
con-
women got a title shot and a contract
yeah.
for winning the breakout tournament in NXT. You get a title shot. Like there's stakes to it.
Yeah. WWE also signed a girl who next month will graduate high school.
That shit's. We'll talk about that later. That's so not like them that I have a lot of things to
interesting.
say about that.
But if she's technically already 18, it goes with.
It's
their,
not that they can't. My problem isn't the fact that they signed her.
It's fact
it was about the promotion, and like I said, we'll get to it. when we get there.
But anyway, so a very nice match came up. Once again, the middle of the show seems to be watchable. You just gotta skip the beginning and the end. Kyle O'Reilly versus Rey Fénix. This was a good match.
It was a good match.
I enjoyed it. They gave it time.
Kyle O'Reilly won. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, no, it's really weird. But well, again, if everything's canon in AEW, these guys still don't like each other. So you got Cole and O'Reilly probably in the next round.
Yeah.
Unless they save it for the finals, because again, the bracket doesn't make any goddamn sense. They could give you any match they want each week. But again, this is the company where if they hire Amber Heard when this is all over to take a shit in the middle of the ring, they'll still cheer it. Anyway,
She'd probably do it. I mean, it's probably
yeah,
the only
she
contract
ain't got
she's
anything
gonna
else to
get
do.
recently.
William Regal and Chris Jericho face off. This was good. I liked this. Jericho took a pot shot that was really below the belt, but it worked.
Are you talking about the one about him dying?
Yeah, I thought you'd be dead by now. Yeah,
Listen, man.
William took this well. William took this very well. I liked
be
it.
very clear. The segment was always going to be entertaining because of the former WWE guys around it.
Yeah.
But I'm just tired of Chris Jericho now.
Yeah, it's really painful.
We're tired
And
of
Daniel Garcia has never looked worse.
the Wizard needs to go
Daniel
home.
Garcia has
The
never looked worse.
PWG champion looks like a fucking embarrassment in this group.
Yeah.
And he's not.
No.
He's very good. He had people have a lot of love and respect for him because he's really put in the work the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And he's big. I know I said it about Sammy, but maybe Sammy's a jackass, so I was
Yeah.
wrong about Sammy.
Yeah, no, apparently.
But they gotta get Daniel Garcia away from
Sammy
Chris
Guevara,
Jericho.
I'm sorry, Jesse, based on everything you've told me and the guys that I know that are down there, I don't think Sammy Guevara would last 10 minutes in the PWG locker room because guys in that locker room don't know. That's
I don't know where this shit came from. I don't know where this ego came from. I don't know, like.
Well, Ty, we know, has always had this. That's why she's not in WWE.
Yeah, but she had ate the humble pie, which is why people were getting behind
Well,
her again.
well, the problem was that they took her out of the Dark Order thing and they gave her a minor push. But here's the deal: on TV, it was a minor push. They told her she was the damn world. I'm not trying to blame them for it, but like somebody didn't keep this girl on the straight and narrow, and that's why we're back to this shit.
Well, it doesn't make.
Tony Khan's the only person that would pay these two right now, other than Mexico. But like Jesse said, anyone can get work in Mexico. I talked to Bug the other day. La Parca's already got work in Mexico.
I was about to say you can literally, as long as you're entertaining enough, they'll pay you to wrestle.
The La Parca boys, as Bug said the other day, they will always have a job in Mexico.
Yeah.
Not in America anymore, but they'll always have a job in Mexico.
Not unless their dad moves a lot of shit over with a lot of people now.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. I don't know how you can kill a. I mean, some people talk about the Intercontinental Championship, and that's fair. We've seen now the stories for Ricochet to get into Gunther and all that, but
I think Gunther's going to take it off him, which would be
either that or they'll have a 3-match series, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That'll be highly entertaining and very, very good.
if you give Ricochet and Gunther just let them go.
They're gonna
Ricochet's
have a great match.
Ricochet's going to make.
Oh, yeah.
Have they faced each other yet?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah.
In, WXW in the UK.
Okay, so it was a UK show. Because there was about a year there right after
2013.
Because Jesse, there was about a couple of years even before his ESPN type run, where
Sure.
like him and Ospreay did their
Sure.
thing, where he was kind of running country after country, show after show.
Yeah,
I mean,
him and Walter had quite a feud in
okay,
the UK.
all right.
So
But anyway,
they can work together pretty
so
well.
yeah, so this segment, like I said, I'm with Jesse. It was good for a little bit, but then you just hear Jericho talk, and you're like, I'm so over this. I'm so over it. I don't care anymore. Jericho literally took Y2J on steroids.
Go away. You know how we used to boo X-Pac? We're not even booing Jericho anymore. It's just, dude, go away.
Yep.
Go be in your butt rock band. Just go out there and make your money and embarrass Rich's actual talent and go the fuck away. Clearly, I will never be invited on this podcast at this point.
Oh God, no.
But
Oh God, no.
please go away. I'm not. By the way, I'm not a fan who just try to hit you and you can defend yourself if you decide to fight me. I'll beat your Canadian ass. I'm so tired of this man. Just full of shit as he's gotten older.
When the guys in what was their last group? I can't even remember off the top of my head.
Oh,
It was
with
before
Sammy
the
Guevara.
Yeah. An Inner Circle.
Thank you.
When those guys clearly just became too big a star that even Jericho couldn't leech off them, he then had to go get the next up-and-coming people that were in this. Jake Hager clearly is not an up-and-comer, and Jake Hager's clearly the most useless man outside
Jake Hager
outside
doesn't
of Sean
have
Spears.
AEW matches.
No, he doesn't.
He's just there.
Yeah. In a-
Walter Ricochet PWG in 2017.
There was that one too.
yeah, but he was talking about
That was
was
the
it-
last. That was the last one. That
That was the last
first-
one.
Okay,
They did.
That was the
last
first.
one.
That was the first one that popped up. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
I'm
haven't.
sure there was one in WXW.
Yeah. Before obviously they went to
Right,
WWE, but
right.
Anyway, so after that happened, it's now time
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No.
Was that for the PWG Championship, by the way?
because Walter was a former PWG champion. Yeah. Okay.
I think so. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, the next segment. Boy, this was a topic of a lot of controversy on the internet. Not so much in the world we live in called reality, but the internet decided to really defend this. It's time for Dr. DMD Britt Baker versus the Joker, her former tag team partner. And I will do this out of respect, according to Forbes, like our guy Excalibur did. Maki Ito-jan.
I love Maki Ito.
This was terrible.
This was a dead.
What was worse, this or when she sang while there was a beatdown going on? Because that was the last time we saw her.
That was just funny to me.
That was just more.
Because to me, I'm like, if you've never seen her in Stardom, that's just grade A Maki Ito right
yeah,
there.
okay, that's fair. Yeah.
But singing during a beatdown. So she actually used to be in. By the way, they literally have the Queen on their show, not Charlotte, but they have Emmy.
Yeah.
Emmy Sakura.
Yeah.
And they barely use her, but she used to be a part of that heel faction, and they would do beatdowns, and she would literally be fucking singing as she's supposed to walk down and help with the beatdown. That's Maki Ito.
Oh, so let me get this
She's
straight.
great.
So let me get this straight. The segment that we all laughed at because it was awful in America was something that they've always done, but once again, nobody explained it to
Well,
us.
here's the thing. Those people don't fucking know Maki Ito. It was so dead when she came out.
This week, you mean?
Yeah, because they just don't know who she is.
Yeah.
And that's
The only jokers that ever worked, I said, were Paige and Soho. Only jokers.
the
that
only
ever worked.
reason. The only reason Soho even worked was because you had a sense she was going there.
And she won.
Right.
They beat both jokers.
I know.
We waited till the second, third, whatever round we're in because nobody's explained it to me.
Right.
We've waited until the second round to introduce some people, and they get squashed. Really?
Maki. I mean, the Maki Ito match was decent though.
Well, but that's because it's Britt. Britt's gonna get it over.
But I just come on. And yeah, they were cheering for her later on. That Britt's a heel, so Britt knows how to work a crowd, and she
Yeah.
made that work. But
Because people told me, so clearly you weren't. So clearly you were watching it with the sound off because you obviously missed them chanting "We want" or "Let's go Maki." But I'm like, yeah, okay, middle match they got into it. Way to go! It's the live crowd. What? But at the entrance, nobody gave. There was one dude clapping in the front row. That
I was
was
about
it.
to say there was clearly a couple Stardom fans in there who were clapping. They were about it at first.
Yeah.
Now I was happy to see her, as I was like, "Oh, I love Maki Ito. She's fine."
But the problem is that the crowd didn't help you believe that this moment was bigger.
Joshi wrestling is strange because the problem is in Japan they can actually, even for the males, they can actually start wrestling at like 13. They can start doing professions like that at like 13, 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
So most of the time, like one of the big names that we talked about her a couple weeks ago, she's only 17 years old.
Right.
So here we're very careful about what we say because that's still a child.
Yes.
But there they're viewed as adults.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So Joshi wrestling can feel very icky at times.
Mm-hmm.
So Maki Ito only recently just turned, I think, 22.
Okay.
She
Damn.
started wrestling when she was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Um,
Different culture. It is what it is.
It's different
Yep,
culture.
Yep.
And so, people feel a little icky sometimes. What's her face? The one I think that Kenny was banging, the first women's champion.
Oh, Riho.
Yeah. Now, she had been wrestling since she was 14, but by the time she got to AEW, she was already like 15 years into her career, something like that.
Right. Yeah. Riho's had a pretty lengthy.
Yeah, she's
career.
had a pretty lengthy career.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, so, because someone was saying like, dude, they had a friend who went to that show, and a guy was explaining who Maki Ito was, and some of the crowd felt icky because they were like, wait, how old is she? But they didn't get the point. Like, she's 22 now, but she started wrestling when she was 12. It's a different world over there.
Yes.
And seeing that, I don't understand why people are weirded out by that. I'm like, okay, so she started working as a wrestler when she was that age.
Right.
What's the big deal?
Because
For me, I mean,
right.
I'm
For
old
me, it's
school.
no big deal.
I'm old school. I've been around longer, but it's
Right.
like, you know what? Well, if it's something they wanted to do
Aja
and they
Khan
allowed it,
people forget
go
Aja
for
Khan
it.
was 15 when she started.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's almost 50 now, but that's why people are so impressed she's been around that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never have a problem with it, but anytime I start talking Joshi wrestling, some people do get it because it's just the culture difference. Here, people are like, "That's icky. That's a kid." Blah 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 blah. They got him dressed scantily clad, but it's like, well, that's wrestling gear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, for real. If you've ever looked at Savage Bald Randy Orton, besides the underwear, knee pads, and boots, this nigga is naked. I don't like to use the N word, but he's naked.
Yeah.
He's butt ass. The Rock, stone cold. Like they're clearly butt ass naked when they come out, which is why, as your future wife says, it's a little gay.
Yep.
It's kind of homoerotic. It's a little gay.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know, and then
But that's for the females in the audience. But I know there's none in AEW. But that's for the females in the
And
audience.
it's true
They
sometimes-
all left when Brandy left.
Right.
sometimes when they pull the tights, you
Took the
see a,
heels thing with them.
Yeah.
sometimes when they pull the tights, you see like an ass crack.
Right. And so people will get icked out by that, but I'm like, well, if you don't sexualize them, they're just pro wrestlers like any of the other women.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Britt won. Once again, the Joker was the most meaningless part of the night.
I just don't understand.
This was so bad.
all the women you could have brought out.
Yeah.
You brought out Maki, and I love Maki Ito.
I love what they put on Forbes here, though. This would be funny. After
Maki Ito actually might be a little older. I have to section.
Yeah,
it
okay.
up.
After the apparent Johnny Elite mix-up when they put Johnny across the screen and everyone thought it was Gargano, they were thinking they were going to put Candice across the screen only for Candice Bergen to walk out, but that was kind of funny.
Oh, that's funny.
That was funny by Forbes. Next up was something that when you watch it 3 times instead of the first time is a lot more cringy than we thought. It was the Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa face-off. Serena Deeb had a bad night.
This promo was horseshit.
LeBron has a bad night. Michael had bad nights, although some people want you to believe
26. Sorry, I corrected.
Oh, okay,
She's
that's fair.
26.
Some people want you to believe that Michael Jordan was a god 82 games a year. He wasn't. But here's the deal. Everybody has a bad night,
Yeah.
but God was this bad. She got whatted. That's how bad this got.
Oh, damn.
They start... Okay, I don't know what's worse in the world of entertainment, yelling Freebird or what, but on this night, what was a bad situation?
She wasn't the only one to get wetted tonight, by the way. That night, but this promo was bad.
This was awful. I don't know what it... She struggled to talk.
Yeah, I don't know what.
What was this?
And like Dustin was trying to work with her when he came out there.
Dustin and Cody, when they've been working with some of the women, because remember, Cody was actually trying to mouth Jade's promo to her.
Yeah.
Dustin and Cody get put in a lot of awkward situations with some of these women,
Yeah.
and it's weird because Serena's a pretty good. They obviously gave
20-year pro.
They obviously gave Serena something that she couldn't deal with because
Yeah.
this was bad.
I actually walked out and went and took a dump. Was there like the thunder? Seriously, because it was so bad. I'm like, I'm gonna go take a dump. This is weird.
This was actually the dump portion of the show. Yes.
Did Thunder Rosa come out at the end of this at all? Or
According to this, and Forbes usually covers the whole
Right.
segment, Thunder Rosa never showed up.
did she do a beatdown on Dustin?
No.
So she just cut
what
that
the-
really shit promo for like 10 minutes.
Deeb,
So you could take a poop.
Deeb.
Yeah, I went and took a shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Deeb-
you need that maybe.
I
to help-
also knew Adam Cole was coming up, and I'm getting tired of him too because
Yeah.
he's just not what he should be.
I think
And
I'd
so
rather.
I figure I'd go.
I'd
clear my
rather poop.
bowels.
I'd rather poop than
Yeah.
do Cole. So yeah, I agree.
Uh,
with
I
you.
don't
Yeah.
want my guts to feel good.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. Actually, the most entertaining part of this was the internet staying undefeated when it was over when Serena Deeb looked at Dustin and said, "You don't know what it's like for a woman to come up in this industry." Dude played a transvestite for like 10 years.
Yeah, well, just
So that was the funniest part out of this whole thing, and it wasn't even
Yeah.
in the promo.
I'm looking at Dustin. I really just walk away. Really?
You know what was weird? Someone's got to look this up for me. Like, okay, find a picture. I think Dustin was painted for this.
yeah.
He did full makeup for this.
So
I don't know why.
but he always does.
That's true. At least
So
he
for
knows.
so those who don't know,
At least he knows how to be consistent.
before he worked for WWE for a long time, you stay ready in case you're needed.
Yep.
Yeah.
He always, at least even if he knows he's not going to have a match, he still always paints the face.
Yeah.
So even
And he's
when he
only
comes
doing
out-
half the face now
Right,
anyway,
right,
so it's
right,
not like
right,
a huge
right,
thing.
right.
Then we had Adam Cole, shut up, and Jeff
we
Hardy.
don't.
We don't say it anymore.
We don't say
The
that
most
anymore.
embarrassing part of this match, which is why I don't care that the Bucks are
when,
facing the
when
Hardys.
Adam Cole came out.
No.
Oh, okay.
The most embarrassing part of this match was the fact that the commentators had to cover for the fact that they couldn't even get a spot that they probably had all goddamn day to prepare. Right. Adam Cole
They
wins.
fucking double super kick Sting in the shoulders, man.
We're not here yet.
Oh, I saw
We're not
that.
there yet. We're not there yet. There's more. There's more.
I saw that.
That's the wrong moment.
Oh, there was
That's the
another.
wrong moment. But
There was
Jesse,
another one
Hold
beforehand.
on. But Jesse's
I
right.
guess.
Jesse's right. There was a super kick moment that was an issue. But apparently Adam Cole went for a super kick when Jeff Hardy tried the Swanton, and he missed him by a goddamn mile. And by the way, I want to point out that was actually quote for Forbes, missed by a mile. The announce team covered not well because you could see in the arena he missed by a mile. The match seemed to be cut for time as Adam Cole won clean. Here's why it was probably cut for time. Now you can speak, Jesse.
Because the young fucks had to show up.
Yep. And
Why
Leroy!
Why was Sting there?
we don't know.
Leroy!
Yes.
Why won't your boy retire?
He's also
What is
Alzheimer's.
Steve holding on to?
Dementia.
Maybe. What is this?
Isn't this kid out of college? He doesn't need the money anymore.
I'm pretty sure both. I thought he had 2 kids.
Yeah.
And they're both grown-ass adults. They're successful.
Steve was always good with his money. He doesn't need to do
Right.
Now,
I
I
super kicked him in the shoulders.
I did see that. I did see
And
that.
Dude, he took it like he took a Goldberg spear, by the way.
Yeah.
I did see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed watching this.
Yeah.
That's not even the worst part.
They're too
Right?
short to give a super kick.
I heard about this, so I had to watch
They
it.
did the break his ankle thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, you have to look like you hit the chair, dude. You missed the chair by a full foot.
He did. He did.
Oh my.
Good. No, but once again,
I didn't see
once
that,
again,
but oh my god.
I've realized this with the Bucks in moments like this. They like to do these spots, but they quote don't want to get hurt themselves. It's part of the spot, you morons.
You take a risk anytime you get into a wrestling ring. I've always agreed with Walter's premise that the ring is sacred.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach
You
knows
treat
that.
pro wrestling with love and respect.
Yep.
These fucking young cucks
Yep.
will never be able to do it.
No.
See, Zach knows that. He got hurt in the ring.
Yes. I guess I did. Jesse just got hurt in the crowd.
And this shit was so
Yeah.
fucking bad.
A little bit.
Leroy, they couldn't even finish the segment before they had to go off air.
Yeah.
They gave him the full 10 minutes.
Yep.
TBS gave them the full 10-minute overrun.
They did.
And they still couldn't finish the fucking segment.
Yep. This segment was, I would say, if you ask me, I'm guessing this segment was probably 2/3 of the way through when they went off the air.
They weren't finished with the beatdown, clearly.
Nope.
And then, literally, American Dad came on, and the words that came out of my mouth were, "Oh, thank God I don't have to be embarrassed as a wrestling fan anymore."
Good Morning USA was the best thing Jesse heard that entire night.
Thank you, Alien and the Dad. Like, thank you for showing up on my screen.
Stan and Roger.
I was embarrassed to be a wrestling fan watching that.
Yep.
You guys had all day to get that shit ready.
And you know what's even funnier, Jesse? Silence in the AEW world.
Because the beatdown was. Here's the thing. The fans knew it was bad.
Yeah.
They didn't boo the Bucks.
No.
There was no fucking reaction.
No.
None. And yet, funny enough, Rampage was okay.
Yeah, that was the weird part.
I don't understand this company. I don't get it. I don't. What?
The Bucks clearly don't think that they deserve to be on Fridays. They think they deserve to be on the Wednesday show because they're nowhere near Rampage. Ever.
Because they feel like they're main eventers.
Exactly. But yet Rampage is the better show.
I can see.
They were on the 5:30 slot this week again, weren't they?
You know.
Yeah.
Seven
You
o'clock.
know.
They were yeah, okay.
You know. I can see why they couldn't.
7 Eastern because it was
they
6
couldn't
Central.
kick Sting. They're only 5'10", Sting 6'2".
They kicked him in the shoulders.
They couldn't reach that.
They
high.
readjusted his neck. Sting might be cured after that. They hit him so hard.
They chiropracted his neck. He's
That's
good
a,
now.
that's
I said I did watch that video. I'm like, and I heard
Jesus.
they super kicked his shoulders. What?
Yep.
Then I watched it. Oh, you got to be kidding
Yep.
me!
In real time.
Dear Lord of Pro Wrestling, get rid of the fucking Young Bucks for me. I don't know. I send them some money, make them think they're movie stars. Just get them out of pro wrestling, please.
If somebody
I'll pray.
made
I'll pray.
Velocipaster, they'll make a movie with the Bucks.
Dear art thou Andre in heaven, get these fucking Bucks off my television. Bro, when they kicked his shoulders and he sold it like a spear,
He did.
I was embarrassed immediately.
Yep.
And you want to know why? my mom walked in.
Oh.
She was coming to bring me my dinner that I paid for.
Yep.
So she went and picked it up for me.
Yep.
She's like, oh, that's Sting. Why did he fall? He didn't get hit.
Yeah. Mama Stowe, I love you. I do. I really do.
I'm
Mama.
like, you're fucking kidding me.
I do it. I love your mama.
Dude,
what the hell they do?
She has walked in when I was a teenager and I had the SmackDown games.
Yeah.
When they would show like a Trish Stratus photo and shit, and she'd be like, "Really? That's what you're doing on?" She's walked in when I got pissed off when Randy Orton DDT'd and RKO'd Stephanie after handcuffing Triple H.
Yep.
And be like, baby, you do remember it's scripted, baby.
Yep.
And that's when she was visiting me at the time when I had my
You're
own
just-
spot.
Yeah. You're passionate.
I had her I had her move back in with me so we can take care of family stuff.
Yep, it happens.
And she walks in with, as I'm trying to watch pro wrestling, and goes, "Oh, I remember Sting because she once took me to a WCW show as a kid."
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
not the biggest fan of
No,
pro
no,
wrestling,
yeah,
but
no, yeah.
she's always supported my love of things.
Yep.
And she literally said, "Baby, why he fall? He didn't get hit." I was literally like, I'm like, no, it's cool. I'm done. I'm done with the show. I'm done. Like, I'm pissed off now. I'm done with it.
American Dad just started.
I
We're
was
good.
so happy to see American Dad show
It's like
up.
Mama's not a big wrestling fan, but Mama knows her shit.
Well, it's like so. Steve talks about Steve from Steven Larson talks about the moments he hopes his wife never walks in on, like him watching something and she walks in and goes, "Wait, why did that happen?"
Yeah.
And then your first thought is, "Why am I a pro wrestling fan?"
Yep.
This was clearly fun. Like his moment apparently was the fail in AEW as far as his moment was she walked in while he was watching the end of the Moxley Kenny Omega street fight or death match.
Oh,
You didn't need a non-wrestling person to say anything. A wrestling fan said, "Why are we fans after
And
this?"
then she walked in and he I remember watching the review and I laughed at him and now I can't laugh because it just happened to me.
Yeah.
Because he literally said he's like the embarrassment I felt as a wrestling fan. Because Eddie's still trying to sell the damn thing even though it didn't work out. You're just oh, this is the shit we take as wrestling fans. What, Steve? It's okay, bro. We love you. Retire. Let it go. Let it go.
yeah.
This is bad.
Just let it go.
This was.
Let it go.
Claire, Claire will get in here and sing it for you.
We
We
don't need Disney on our ass. Florida's got that enough. Anyway,
Well, that's their own fault.
yeah, it's fair. But anyway,
Bro.
I just want to point something out.
I'm not even done.
No, okay, go ahead.
The super kick by Adam Cole. But you didn't want to cut your fucking hair?
Yep.
Hair grows back. I've been growing mine for 2 years. It grows back.
well, yeah.
I knew Jesse when he was bald.
Hey, Keith Lee. You couldn't have just been whatever they were going to have you be for 2 months and then let you just be you again.
Jesse with no hair.
It was a
Yeah.
weird. It was a weird time.
I've been bald before.
It was a weird. Yeah. It was a weird.
I can't. Wow, I can't. No,
And I
don't
got-
do it again, man.
I got a milk
Don't
dud head too, so it looks
Don't-
weird.
Time. Yeah.
There's a lot of lumps in his head.
Yep.
don't do that again because that would be too weird.
Oh, it might be cut down again soon.
Oh, okay. That cut down is okay.
But yeah, I literally when I saw him miss the kick, I was like, "So being with your friends is worth being embarrassed."
But
huh?
by the way, we still heard because he slapped that leg so hard that every mic in the building heard it.
See, and the worst thing AEW does, like I said, and they need to fucking get rid of them, are those hard fucking cameras on the posts because now you can see every little fuck
It worked with Maki Ito earlier in the show,
But
but that's because Maki's thing.
here's the thing. So the one thing I'll give Kevin Dunn is him telling them to go up to the apron to get shots like that.
Yeah.
That's fine because then they also
yeah.
like to show those shots in the arena.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's good, Kevin. Good Bucktooth Beaver. Otherwise, this is why you don't do hard camera shots like that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it looks cool for Maki Ito, but when they show the replay, you can clearly see he didn't kick Jeff. You're like, wow, Jeff, why are you selling death?
They replayed it, Leroy. Once again, we couldn't just see it on the 5-second delay. Like, yeah, don't do that. No, we gotta show this thing in fucking stereo.
We gotta see it. We gotta see it in 3088 HP. Man, what the fuck is the production of AEW? Today's the day I get on it. Either get an actual production team, or just stop going live, like something, because this is bullshit most of the time now. You've been on here for almost 4 years.
Yep.
The hard camera shots, Leroy, sometimes when there's a botch happening, why are you replaying that?
Yeah.
Well, it's Jim Bob and Bubba's in there. Hey, you know, that was really cool. There was Stinger on it. Let's play that again. That's what they're doing.
Jim doesn't even do that.
No.
Jim hates it because Jim is trying to defend what happened. Oh, I don't think it got all of it. And then you can literally hear in his voice him give up. Like,
Yep.
he
Well,
clearly
yeah.
didn't get
Yep.
all of it. And then Jim sometimes goes, yeah, he got none of it.
And he just signed a new 18-month deal.
Fucking why?
Jim
I don't
did?
know.
Jim apparently needs money. Can we start a GoFundMe to just get Jim away from this place?
Every wrestling fan, let's start a $2 million GoFundMe. So he can
Everyone
just get the
donate
fuck out.
$1 to Jim
Right.
Ross. We all love him.
Once he gets to like $2 million, I think he'll be able to walk away and be like, bro, go do New Japan. This is beneath you.
We'll have to make sure that the king hears about it because he will donate.
At least Jerry's smart enough not to be involved with his shit.
Why does the
Oh,
Elite
yeah.
ruin everything?
Because
I've been trying to tell you this for how many years now?
The Elite ruined fucking everything.
Yep.
Because for the most part, this was an up and down show, but there was some good.
The ratings went up, but folks, you didn't break 950, so we're not talking about this.
Bro,
I did that. Said they went up from 800 to 900. That's nice.
922. That was the number.
But still,
Oh, they actually went up.
yeah,
they
they
did.
did. Yeah.
They did this week.
Good job. You've been so stuck at like 550. I never thought you'd go up again.
Yeah, right.
Here's the thing. I don't understand how a group of guys.
Not to break the show here, but are those cookies for everybody?
I don't know.
You just kind of dropped them here,
I could ask Clara.
and they feel like the bomb that if we touch, we might all get blown up.
There's enough women in our lives that are angry at us. I don't want to add
Yeah.
another one, so
Yeah.
I'm going to let that go. Keep eating the muffins.
I really do want that little one still on my
You're-
side.
You guys suck because I don't have a woman. Well, wait a minute. No, she don't count. The walrus does not count.
That's fair. That's fair. That's entirely fair.
She doesn't listen to the show, so we're good.
Wildlife doesn't count.
I wasn't going to go there, but all right.
We are never getting a National Geographic
Oh,
sponsorship.
my- no, we're
I
not.
know that for
No,
for
we're
a
not.
fact.
I don't understand how these dudes
I've been trying to tell you this for like 3 years already.
don't like you have the backing of a billionaire and you don't go, okay, why don't we take from what the good shit WWE does? Because they do good stuff. They really
Their
do.
production is on point.
Their production is usually phenomenal. So let's do some of the good stuff they do. Let's make it better. Because if you do that, I'm down with the whole 3-year plan.
Do you have any idea how easy it would be to get old school wrestling fans back if you had the resources that AEW had? How easy?
Like I said,
and
Billy
simple-
Corgan was doing a really good job before the pandemic hit. Because it's just updated cameras, but it's still studio style.
Yeah.
There's a studio audience.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't have the music or anything, but that was how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
And they only really had their music at pay-per-views.
True. Yeah.
But and it was really cool though, because it just, if you felt like, man, this is like back in the day, this feels cool again.
I've been given the okay to eat the cookies.
Okay.
Pass the cookies.
Yes.
Okay.
Pass
She
the cookie
said
down.
they were for us.
Okay, cool.
I love my little girl.
I want Claire to still be on our side
That's fair.
because the other women are not.
Nope.
She is my agent, so yes.
We have earned their disdain, and it is nice to have one on our side.
It's warranted though. It's,
Yeah.
it's warranted.
It is.
We spent too much time doing this.
The cat still likes you.
Actually, most cats still like me,
Yeah, she's a female.
which is nice.
Yeah.
So
I think she got those.
I pet her and she walked away.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Well,
she is.
it's a
I
cat.
think she got those cookies when she was at church with Grandma.
Oh, I thought she made them.
No,
We're good either way. Go ahead, Yoshi.
oh, yeah.
But
Or
you
maybe
guys-
some lady at church.
you get a billionaire's backing, and you could go, listen, let's do the WWE like production, but let's try to do it the way we think it could be better. Like if I like say if I wrestled in New Japan with that crew and all that, I'd have been, listen, why don't I because I'm sure Cody probably wanted to do it.
Yeah.
We go, well, listen, I think the production isn't bad.
Yeah.
Let's take some of those ideas. Let's make them better. Let's form them
Yeah.
to what we can do. And then we'll teach the indie guys kind of how to put on great TV matches where they can we'll still let them go out for like 10, 15 minutes and go put on a really good match.
How much of New Japan is live and taped? Is Strong taped?
Strongest taped.
Okay.
But most of the other stuff for New Japan is live.
Okay.
Yeah, so the stuff that's in Japan, which is
I
why
never
it's always at
I
like
never
4 a.m.
thought
is live.
I never thought in my life that Roppongi Vice would come back and Jesse would be so disappointed in the show that he couldn't even talk about it.
Because they're going to lose.
That's true.
Now, they're going to get another run here in Japan because they've actually been back and forth recently.
Okay. Yeah.
And they've reintegrated themselves into
You do
Chaos.
realize, sadly, this might mean your boy Chuck Taylor won't be seen for a really long time.
I hope he gets released. I need Chucky to just make his way to NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get a stupid-ass new name. You're going to hate it. But you can kind of go back to being the Southern Gentleman.
However, it's interesting that you say that. We can transition to it in a
Yeah.
second. Go ahead and finish your thought because NXT might be looking a little different here coming up. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about.
So let's get into that.
Oh, are we done with
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
I think Jesse's gotten angry
I
enough.
don't need to be depressed
No.
anymore.
No. Before we get to that, though, I must say this. Reports are out that, now, again, I haven't been able to 100% confirm this report, but reports are the AEW budget for the video game is between 20 and 80 million at this point.
If it's over 50 million, they're not making their money back on this.
If it's over 20, they're not making their money back. They'd have to sell the game for $100.
Like do you know? Like so.
Ain't gonna be that good.
When I heard about this report, Leroy, I literally posted that they would literally have to sell more than Madden does every year to make their money back.
And Madden usually does pretty well.
And Madden keeps the budget at least 35 million.
Yeah.
So like
EA, to give them credit,
right.
does, from a business perspective, have a budget on the games they're willing to
Right.
spend. And they usually don't go over.
Now I'll have to confirm the 30 million here, but they don't go over a budget, which is why you don't get a lot of new shit in Madden, even though we're idiots and we buy it new every year.
Yep.
Yep.
Like a lot of us are literally pissed. Like just charge me $40 for a roster update. I'll keep the same game I have now.
How many years in a row have you bought in it? Have you lost track?
I think I what are you kidding me? I've got every one since 99.
I have everyone since 05
I've traded some in.
because that was the
fair.
last. Well, I don't have all of them anymore, but I've bought them all since 05.
I traded and sold some of them.
The ESPN games were actually better, to be honest. ESPN.
As of okay, hold on here, folks. As of an article with WrestlingInc.com dated June 22nd, 2021, the investment was $20 million then.
Wow.
That was the investment
Their
as of
so-called-
last June.
Their so-called release date is supposed to be September this year, and we have heard nothing since that teaser was released.
You want to know what's even crazier? September of 2021, I have the Sportster reporting that 10 million went in. So in less than 8 months, they had 10 million extra in, and that was over almost. Actually, that's that's a month from basically tomorrow that Tony has put $20 million into this game. Telling you, folks. You put a guy named Kenny Omega, who, yes, should not be wrestling. He should be getting healthy.
Yeah.
But you put him in charge of something he's never done. He's a video game nerd. So am I. I don't claim to walk into From Software and tell them how to make their 7
Right.
masterpieces better than they were.
Right.
Bloodborne, Dark Souls, y'all have done a better job without me. I'm playing Elden Ring and you got my ass. So good job, boys. But
They got you hooked. I can't get mad at brick controllers anymore. I'm not rich.
But here's the deal. I ain't about to walk into From Software and tell those guys how to do their job.
Right.
I couldn't even tell Ukes how to do their job, but Kenny Omega is apparently the biggest point of contention. Jesse, I asked this question to you earlier. It's been asked 1,000 times. I'm going to ask. Does AEW need a Khan? Not a Tony Khan, but a Nick Khan?
I could use a con artist that could be probably better at this.
Well, the Bucks are already there.
Well, yeah, they already got that.
They don't count.
Okay.
Because to be a con artist, you have to be good at conning people out of their money.
That's fair.
It's just people, I'm sorry to say, were stupid
Yep. Nope. I agree.
and bought their money.
I did it. $30.
I apologize.
$30. Stood in line.
Well, that's you
I still got a video with Jay Lethal, so that was kind of worth everything
That
right
works.
there.
That was totally worth it.
But
I've got Jay's autograph somewhere.
if this thing hits the 40 million before they can release it,
If it hasn't already.
he's not going to make his money back on this.
Oh, by the way, Leroy, according to the same report,
Take about 4 years.
yeah, Leroy, according to the same report,
Yes.
they are in the red on the game, and they're in the red on the action figures. They haven't even made their money back on the action figures.
Who the hell wants a Young Bucks action figure besides the Young Bucks?
I saw.
Well, they're Christians, so clearly they're playing with themselves more than they're playing with their wives.
Leroy, you take over because
Oh, my
I
God.
got nothing good to say after that. Wow.
Excuse me, I need a drink.
I don't really know a transition.
Well, if they're good Christian wives, they have to play with their husbands because it's the rules.
That's fair.
That's the rules.
That's fair.
Unfortunately,
Jesse still has no idea where this is going.
even though Bill did some bad things, maybe Bill Cosby would say the same thing.
Jesse, finish your cookie.
You know,
Finish the cookie.
Let me be clear.
I
when you get put into the same sentence as Bill Cosby, it's probably not good.
yeah, it's
no,
probably not
it's
great.
all right. But
All right, here's a transition for you, folks.
I've seen their action figures. They're not as good as the WWE ones.
That's because they're doing it themselves.
Well, they were mostly marketing themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Don't forget who was the first female to get an action figure,
Fucking Brandy
and now
Rhodes.
it's rare because it'll never get a second printing. It was Brandy.
God, maybe I should go buy one. It might be worth something eventually.
Leroy, from now on, when that woman is brought up, I will only say this: name a more attractive woman you want to see less of, because that's what follows her right now. Name an attractive woman that you
how
want
do
to
you
see
lose
less
money
of.
on toys?
Exactly. It's melting plastic.
Because they don't have kids at their shows.
You know what?
Well, there's that. There's that.
By the way, go find
bunch
this
of grown-
podcast. It's called it's Jaron. He's actually a toy maker. Makes toys for a lot of indie wrestlers.
Okay.
They go live every Friday night at about the time SmackDown goes live.
Okay.
Right here on or on Facebook.
Yep.
And I'll say kind of on here on Facebook, even though we're also on Podomatic and on all your other streaming sources as well.
Yes.
I want to ask him. I want to get him on the show and ask him
Okay.
how someone fails to make money, especially when they have a billionaire invested in them.
Shoot him a tweet.
I will on action figures because he makes them himself, and it doesn't cost him much to make it himself. So how do you, as a guy who can get a company to do it, fail to not be in the green on action figures?
It'd be the black if you're talking accounting, but I get your point.
In the
Yeah.
black, because there's no kids.
Well, there are now. There has been recently.
That's because their parents have nothing.
I'm
better to
assuming
do
they
on
listen to the
Hollywood.
show and they are paid to be there. I'm kidding. I have no proof of that. But
Maybe they're
You wanna
going
pay us
because
to stop talking about you, because that might be the only way that we do.
maybe because kids are close to getting out of school.
Well, there's that. All right. But anyway, the transition that Jesse did want, however, according to reports,
Yes.
the lovely Stephanie McMahon has decided to take a
leave of absence.
I was going to go with extended leave of absence, but yes, extended leave of absence from the WWE, from her roles as the chief branding officer, to be with the family. Based on news of that, we hope that Triple H is okay, but there's other news as well. He seems to be back full-time with his role in NXT. Expect that show to be a very different place, because he's the only person that apparently can get through to Vince. And trust me, if you think Triple H listens to Funky Love, that's a whole nother argument for that.
Well, that's it. I thought that was in. Steph is stepping down. Triple H is
going back to work.
stepping back up. I
Yep.
mean, she wants to spend time with her family.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I think Stephanie's worked long enough in her life to where maybe she wants some time. Well, and here's what Jess and I were talking about earlier. She still has the family name,
Right.
So it's not
Yeah.
like she couldn't just come back next week if she wanted to end this early.
Right.
I mean, she could Tom Brady this and no one's going to say anything about it because
No word.
because she is the principal owner of WWE. She owns more than her
Factual.
daddy does.
But I just don't understand people say, "Oh my God, I can't believe she." Who cares? She wants to spend time
Well, the
with
girls
her
are also, I
family.
think, getting to a point where like one of the parent kind of has to be there on a somewhat
Yeah.
daily basis for like activities, schooling, stuff like that.
Sure.
So that's what I'm thinking it might be because I mean, like I said, at this point, I think the girls are probably getting to those teenage years a little bit,
Right.
and maybe she just wants to
And,
go home and be
well,
a mom with that.
I think in mom would help a lot better than dad with the girls in the
Yes.
teenage years, of
yes,
course.
we're not going to get into that argument, but yes,
But no, I you know,
because there is no argument. That's 100% factual. But
I said
Triple
I'm.
H is a girl dad.
and he loves it.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves the girl, but I'm thank God I have a girlfriend, and hopefully I still will have her when Claire is a teenager. Because I'd be like, you help her, because I don't want to do that shit.
Fair enough. I'll say it for you because you know her mother can't. I'll say it for you anyway.
Yes.
So we wish Triple H luck. We'll see what NXT looks like going forward now that we know he's fully back. I'm sure it'll be a couple of weeks before he and Sean really have their teeth sunk back into the writing of it. Because obviously WWE, if there's one thing that they're kind of bad at, in my opinion, it's that when they bring in somebody new to do writing, they kind of keep going with the last writing a little too long, if you ask me.
Right.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But I do think Triple H is fully behind the NXT 2.0 brand. I think he's going to be fully behind the rebrand. But it'll be nice to see his influence on that. This past week, we also had another round, and we'll let Jesse get into his little thing here. The women's breakout tournament, which
Yeah.
surprisingly has been very good.
A lot
God.
of the stuff in NXT has been decent.
I've been enjoying the matches by the gals.
Yeah.
The
And some
gals-
of these gals, like, I mean, I think it's like 3 or 4 of the girls so far. This is their first televised match
Some of them, yes.
for a couple of the girls.
And
Jesse,
yeah.
now, Jesse, are you weirded out that they went with the whole she graduates high school next month thing?
Let me tell you my problem with
Okay,
this.
yeah, please do.
This is the hypocrisy of WWE that I hate.
Okay.
Let me take everybody back to good year. I graduated before this year, 2008. And WWE put out a statement talking about, so there was a young up-and-coming wrestler in Ireland, I believe. And she wanted to go to WWE, but at the time she was only 16.
And she lied about her age, if I remember correctly.
Well, she was honest about her age. She's only 16.
Okay, yeah.
And they put out a statement that said, if we are the standard of pro wrestling, and we cannot ever break child labor laws, blah, 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 so we can never hire anyone under the age of 21. People are allowed to change their mind. That's not my problem.
No, I know. I understand.
What you decide to do is, okay, you promote her as this is one of the first high school students we're going to actually put into the training program.
Was she on the NIL deal?
I don't know. I would have to research that.
Okay, all right.
But we're going to promote that we're doing this so we can get more young people to watch.
Yep.
But that's the fucking problem. You see, you're doing this to get more young people to watch. The NIL program is not a problem because colleges are doing that now because it's smart to actually pay the athletes. You want to know why? Because they risk their fucking lives.
I still think it's funny because, like, I don't think Jackson State has $1 million budget, but that's just my
That kid clearly did not get $1 million to go to Jacksonville State. So Nick Saban deserved all the fucking harsh stuff he got.
But college football is very forgiving, as we've seen.
But like I said, the thing about with that, it's all college sports.
Yes.
I have no problem with that because it evens the playing field of we can actually just straight up offer to help pay with the image and all that, and that could actually skirt them away from a bigger school that doesn't even need to really do that. It's a well-known school.
Yeah.
You know. This is the hypocrisy, though.
Yeah.
Why are you also sexualizing her in the same damn promo?
Yeah.
The fucking hypocrisy of Funky Love, because I know who put that together.
Oh yeah. That was 2 creepy ass dudes sitting in a basement by themselves.
Vince, if you want your company to progress in a faster way, do not bring these two back. Let them go. Hire me. Hire Eric Bischoff. Well, apparently he's not going to hire Eric Bischoff again. Hire me.
I don't think Eric wants to do it anymore.
Freddie Prinze Jr., Christian Harloff. A couple female writers out there who worked for you in the past, did a great job.
Should we go write for him too?
You think I want that job? Hell no.
I'd do it.
I'm okay with getting fired every week. I'll be back every week. Don't care.
You will. Yeah.
Don't care.
No.
Because I'm not going to kiss your ass.
No.
This is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm happy for her.
Yes.
But it's amazing the hypocrisy. Now, they have signed 18-year-olds before, but for those who don't know, they're usually already within the wrestling families within WWE. Randy Orton,
Simone Johnson,
Rock,
Yep.
Roman,
Yep.
after his college football career failed because of leukemia. So they have done this on the DL, whatever. But it's like I said, my problem is the hypocrisy.
I know.
And I don't like it. I need it to go away. I've always said the one thing Stephanie did make better when she took over being head marketer and stuff and lead of marketing and imaging and company production was that she was trying her hardest to undo the like 25 years of damage her daddy did.
Yep.
Of just looking like the most hypocritical, one of the most, outside of Disney, one of the most hypocritical companies on the fucking planet. Because WWE often, seriously, most of the time, and this is why people have turned against them most of the time, which is why I know, we boast about the 2 million, but I want people to remember SmackDown back in 2009 used to have 10 million people watching
It did.
every week.
It did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the hypocrisy. By the way, the bad booking doesn't help.
No, I agree.
But it's the hypocrisy. Because people can see right through bullshit. Now, there's a lot of hypocrisy in our pro sports, too. But because people often pay to go to those things, they try to just let it go.
Yep.
But I need WWE to get rid of it. Because that's the biggest company in the world, wrestling company in the world, not named New Japan. And they, in their own culture, have had to do better. Because they've been called out so severely the last 2 years about their bullshit that even the owner went, okay, when Harold Mange is gone, I actually need to be smart about the new 2 or 3 people I put in place.
Yes.
He got 2 of them right. The other guy I'm still half and half on.
I know you
Because if you lose Kota Ibushi, that's failure.
Kota might just go back to NXT for the hell of it and be like, I've already made enough money to live in Japan. I'll just fucking go do that contract.
Well, because it's not like Shinsuke can never go home.
Oh, yeah.
He can literally take a few months off, go home, go live in Japan, and then come back refreshed.
Mm-hmm.
WWE doesn't care. They'll pay you. They don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's this hypocrisy. By the way, for those now who say, it doesn't seem like you guys ever talk about the hypocrisy. Well, I'm talking about it now.
Yep.
It is bullshit. Now,
I agree.
I hope for her success because Tiffany Stratton has actually been better. I think the new NXT is a good thing.
We'll get to the results here because this is actually a show worth
I
talking
think the
about.
new NXT is a good thing,
yeah.
and Shawn and Triple H working together again will only be good for the talent.
Yeah. I would say
But
I
the
would
hypocrisy.
I know. I would say midsummer you'll start to see the Triple H version of NXT 2.0. I think they have a few more weeks of writing to get through.
I will say this. I don't think they've done a bad job of trying to put the guys and gals down there into spots.
Yeah.
I mean, they semi-fucked Indy a little bit by just straight up firing her storyline. But they seem to be kind of putting her in the babyface spot she should be in and getting her to where she
Anyway,
should be.
so those results, quick, we'll knock those out. What a great opening match. Solo Sikoa and Cameron Grimes versus Hayes and Trick
This
Williams.
is a really good little feud.
Trick can go.
Trick's gotten better. So, like I told people, if you watch it's called NXT Level Up, formerly the Cruiserweight show.
205.
205. It's good.
It's not, like I tell people, you're going to see a lot of botches, but here's the thing. you're supposed to.
Yes.
The one thing like I said, I would forgive AEW about the botches is if most of them stayed on like
Dark
elevation, because that was the way they were going to get people to learn how to wrestle on TV. I would have had no problem with that
Yeah, but you throw it on national television.
for almost 4 years
Can I just,
now.
Can I just say this? I know you were going on a great little run there, but once again, Jesse, you told us all about him, and every week I have to, and I say this every time I watch NXT. Wow, Jesse was right. Man, Carmelo Hayes, the dude is
Oh my
everything.
God, yes.
I know it's a gimmick.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the nicest dudes in the world.
Yeah.
But if he actually felt like this in real life, I wouldn't blame him. The dude is just a stud.
Yeah, he's special. He's a special talent.
If that guy was a foot taller, Vince would have grabbed him 6 years ago.
With the work he's done in NXT 2.0, I would think when he's called up, he's going to be treated like a star.
He would have to be. You can't just bring this guy in and all of a sudden give him a whack gimmick because he's.
But this is John Laurinaitis and the guy who was the devil preacher for 30 years we're talking about here.
That's fair. But anyway, that was great. Loved it. Fantastic. Pretty Deadly. They're just fun.
Like I told people, watch NXT UK.
They were so much fun.
If you are not watching NXT UK, the show you can literally watch at any time because Peacock is free, and because it's only an hour, you only get one ad during the show. That's on you. That's on you.
Dragunov's been having one of the best runs.
Dragunov is the second best champion in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
But no one would know because they don't watch NXT UK, but that's not their fault.
Pretty Deadly was great.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're assholes, but they're heels, so they should be.
Yes. They're a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And these guys, because in the UK, they're not as pathetic as Americans when it comes to just being like, oh, they're acting in somewhat of a homosexual way. We don't care in the UK.
Right.
But it's just the way they dress, they know it looks stupid, but people don't like it, and that's why it
the
gets
whole
over.
part of the gimmick. It's the whole part of the image. I love those guys.
Lash Legend, looking better.
She's getting better and
She
better.
defeated Tatum
Yeah.
in a very good match, I thought.
One of the ones we've seen a lot of improvement on Level Up if you watch Level Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, your boy Gacy could sell me a water, and I got it right here in
I don't
front
know
of
if
me.
he'll sell you a water, but he'll make you not want to drink that bitch after he sells it to you.
It is so creepy.
He's so good.
God. This is what AEW should do more of, and here's why I say that. This is a nice little gimmick that not only fits with the character he's facing, it fits with the story they're building,
Right.
and I don't think that it's lazy booking to add a stipulation like this.
Right.
I think this is an amazing stipulation for what they've been going through, and I
Right.
think they're going to sell it very, very well.
And Joe Gacy is going to be your next NXT Heavyweight Champion.
I have a feeling that Braun's coming up. Hey, the Viking Raiders got a win. This was fun. I enjoyed this.
That was a good match.
I'm happy to see them just wrestling again.
That's true.
I just, if they had to go back to NXT to do it, okay.
You know what's funny is that they said on the telecast that the Viking Raiders have one blemish on their NXT career, and some people were like, well, yeah, they've only been there for a couple of weeks. I'm like, well, clearly you don't deserve to speak anymore because you didn't realize they were the War Raiders.
Yes.
These guys, people forget, were the hottest tag team on the indies when they signed with WWE.
Right.
They're still there, so WWE sees something in them because they avoid all the cuts. Nothing against Sarah. I just think Sarah got caught in a place where there was no need for her at that point.
Well, there was also the fact that when she was cut during the pandemic, just like Maria Kanellis announced, WWE did promise most of them, we are going to pay you at least the next 6 to 7 months.
Yeah, exactly.
So they were still financially going to be fine.
Yeah. But hey, I think that Roddy is doing a pretty good job, even though it's been, it was reported for like a week that Roddy wanted out. Either they've smoothed that over or Roddy's just being professional, working his way out.
Right.
Roddy, don't go to AEW. And I'm serious. Bro, even if you don't like what they're doing with you, you're still more over than you ever were in the indies. You are. I'm sorry, Roddy. This is better than what they do to you over there.
Yeah, so they can do the fucking super elite undisputed era and like no one gets over.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself.
Roddy, come on, bro.
Don't do that to you.
Look at what they've done to your wife since they've debuted
No,
her on
fuck
TV.
that. Just look what they did to your best friend Tony Nese. That's all you need to see.
That's true.
That's all you need.
That's
to see.
true. Grayson Waller continues to be the biggest a-hole in all of professional wrestling, and your boy Andre Chase could sell.
Oh my god.
Andre Chase
I
might.
fucking love that
Andre
guy.
Chase, in my opinion, has the potential to be one of those guys that in the future of this business could get anyone over.
If all you need to understand is,
And by the way, Chase University has gone global with Saray.
right. When you are an
I
asshole,
see that. Yes.
there are teachable moments where you're gonna get your ass whooped. First of all, I do like. I
It was a good
understand-
match.
I understand the reboot of the Saray character now, because at first I was unholy against it.
You were.
Because I'm like, it doesn't make sense. The character is still a character. She still fits in. She went to WWE to elongate her career because she couldn't keep taking bumps like that on a. By the way,
Oh, her
that's-
highlight tape hurts from over there in
like
Japan.
I told people, pro wrestling in Japan is actually worse than WWE nowadays because there's very little days off in between.
Yeah.
And the days off are you traveling to the next city.
Which isn't that long, but it's a much more condensed area.
But
as
it's
well.
still longer because there's so many different roads.
Right.
So it's very interesting. But yeah, I do like this little mixed tag thing they got going. Tiffany Stratton, like I said, this is her spot.
Yes.
I don't think she should be a women's champion at any point in time.
Yes.
I don't think the character calls for it.
Yeah.
But this is her spot.
Roxanne Perez. It's nice to see Roxy shows up, and they like her. They clearly like her. She's been
Yeah.
pushed to the moon so far, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" Like, she faced the women's champion literally in her fucking debut match.
Right.
Like I don't care if you like what Mandy Rose is doing. She's been great since she got there. I don't care what you're saying. But that's the champion, whether you like it or not. They gave you that spotlight night one. This is
Right.
like I'm actually. Because Roxy was growing on me when ROH went out of business, and I was like, I really hope she lands on her feet. And clearly she's done it in the bigger company.
Right.
Which is great for her.
And she's still very young.
Yes.
So
No.
the future is insanely bright.
Yeah. And then a match that, I almost broke my television because when they announced this, I was like, oh, this is going to be hot. Wes Lee versus Nathan Frazier.
Yeah.
Take my money.
God.
And they had me until Big, Dumb, and Stupid showed up.
Well, yeah.
I get why he was there. I get the situation. I don't understand, however, afterwards when they were walking through the locker room, it's like apparently every single person just sits in this weird waiting
Yeah.
area, and everyone's there, and it's like, are the locker rooms getting redone? Because we're just in a freaking common area now.
Right,
It's really
right.
weird. But also, I like how they just broke up Grayson Waller and this big guy, yet he's still there. And now he's got his own thing going. I don't even remember them breaking up on television. Maybe I missed that one week when I
I
was at
must
work.
have missed it. To be fair, I have missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but
This is
anyway,
going on.
no, Wes, I think, is being given a chance to shine. They clearly like him. Zachary Wentz, from what I heard, does have a booking coming up. And I would like to point out, while the frickin' Hitler thing doesn't look great, I want to be very clear. I'm not defending it, but I want to be very clear. The wife had that photo for God knows how long and didn't care until he finally decided to divorce her. That's my only issue.
I've always said,
And MJF stuck up for him, too.
I really
Yeah.
do wish, and I understand why WWE let him go.
Yeah, exactly.
But
It's kind of hard to get mad at them for what they did.
if anybody deserved the quote unquote indefinite suspension, and then you just bring him back when heat dies down,
Yeah.
it was Zachary.
Yeah.
Like, cause that one you could have gone, hey, you got to go away for a couple months.
Yeah.
We'll pay you, but
Yeah.
we'll tell people we're not paying you, but we'll pay you.
Yeah.
And we'll bring you back when things kind of cool down.
Well, my biggest thing is I'm glad that Wes doesn't seem to be getting punished for it. He's kind of being given at least a chance.
It's because listen, he was young.
And by the way,
I'm not
again,
even gonna get into the Kimberly side, but he was clearly young.
yep.
You know, it was a stupid ass thing to do.
And MJF, like I said, MJF stuck up for him.
He apologized because, of course, he didn't. You know, I don't know. I'm just not easily offended by things, I guess. But that's pretty forgivable as long as there's not a pattern of that behavior.
Well, and here's the other thing. Unless you are legitimately just a frickin' white supremacist,
Right.
you know that the Hitler thing is never anything that you take in jest.
He's not the college girls that decided to dress up as the Ku Klux Klan and then come up to a bunch of their black college classmates and then act like the black classmates for yelling at them for wearing the hoods and all that shit were wrong for yelling at them. No, he did a stupid thing, took a photo of it. By the way, he thought was in private.
Yeah. Again, like I said, Kimberly does not get off for the fact that you apparently had this for a while. It's been reported, and you didn't care until he finally decided to get rid of your crazy ass.
I like love. I do.
You do.
Yes.
I'm a fan of love.
You are.
And the lady. Sorry, ladies, I'm a little bit off the register right now. The lady I've been kind of seeing a little bit is naturally a blonde. So I don't mean this when I say this about her.
This is breaking news to Leroy.
Or your well, we're not official though. But
I understand.
Your girlfriend or your future wife.
Well,
Allison, I do not mean this about you when I say this. But I do mean about the girls who have the same hair color. Between Amber Heard and this bitch, you just can't trust blondes, man. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why were you held on to that?
For a while.
For 2 years.
This is why I told people, and this is bringing up some really old history because we all learned it was a bunch of BS. That's why it never went to court. This is why I'm not one of those people that sat up there and said, way to go TMZ with the Adrian Peterson thing. You had this for 3 months.
Right.
And then you reported it right before the season starts.
Right.
Like TMZ, fuck you.
Right. Like
You're trying to champion the whole child abuse thing.
Like-
you held on to it for 3 months.
Like between,
Okay, again, it wasn't child abuse. It was just really bad taught parenting from the Texas days.
here's the thing. To be fair, I was whipped with a switch.
You were.
Maybe my mother should have went to prison, but it has kept me out of prison.
Yes!
There's a good
So-
thing.
And you've done enough to put yourself in it, too.
Right.
Just look at your future, or no, look at your past when it came to Jets games. Anyway.
Right. So, Leroy, I say this because think about it. Unfortunately, one of the most watched things in American television so far has been the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial defamation case.
That poor judge.
And
That
I-
poor
yeah, I
judge.
do
I
feel
know you
sorry
make
for
enough, but I should sort of GoFundMe for
Oh,
your. Hey, you know
God.
what? You know what? When we get this whole thing done with the future sponsor that we're in talks with,
Yeah.
we should maybe help out the judge.
you definitely get
Maybe,
the judge
yeah,
some
we
help.
could do that. Yeah.
Let's get her some tickets to a Dark Arts Entertainment
Right,
show.
right,
Maybe
right.
she has some grandkids that need some
And
handmade
we'll
mama
go to
stuff.
Handmade Mama. Make sure.
And you know what? Maybe
You know what? Yeah.
maybe being in California, where yes they have some great food, maybe she needs to spice it up a little more.
maybe we should get her a ton of Haitian heat hot
We
sauce.
should just do
There
that.
we go. Yes.
Yeah.
By the
Is
way,
that
all
like-
these links will be in below in the description.
Yes. All of them. All right, but anyway,
But
back to your
because
point.
here's the thing, damn good job.
Thank
we got
you.
Yeah.
we got 3 of them in. That was beautifully. I'm watching the case, Leroy, and clearly, as I've told people, I don't think Johnny Depp is completely innocent.
Oh God, no.
but
He has problems.
he's got issues.
But he's not what she's claiming he was, under no circumstance.
But she's clearly a fucking liar.
She's a nut job.
Kimberly's in the same fucking section here. I don't know what he did. Maybe the dick was so good and now she's upset that he's no longer there. That's my guess because her claims have been completely unsubstantiated by police. I'm sorry to report that, guys. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
And then she releases this photo and the man loses a dream job.
Yep.
Feels icky.
And I don't think he's angry at WWE.
No.
I think he gets it. Sadly, he gets
So
it.
Yeah.
in his release statement, and then somebody backstage, anonymous source, of course, because no one wants to get fired for speaking their opinion. I get
Obviously, yeah.
it. Someone said Sean had a heart-to-heart before he was let go, and said, like, listen, it's one of those things the upper bosses are just, they're gonna probably let you go for.
And And remember, Sean never had something like this. Sean was just a dick of a human being. Sean was
That's
just
the
so
thing.
self-destructive that
Yeah.
that people want to make it out that like Sean was this. Sean was never anything like this. This
No.
was Sean.
No,
Sean
Sean was just an asshole.
Sean just became unlivable to
But
work with.
Sean became untenable to be around.
Exactly.
Him and Triple H didn't speak for 2 years because Sean became so untenable to be around.
Yes.
Match was great.
Yep.
I hope Wesley does not get lost in the shuffle because of that, though.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
Because that's my fear for him still.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
But folks, Nathan Frazier should be the walking embodiment of Jesse's statement. Go watch the NXT UK.
God, I love
Nathan
watching him.
Frazier will blow your mind every night.
that interest alone is incredible.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
It's incredible.
Well, I said, yeah, this Wednesday will be the semifinals of the women's invitation there. Nikki Lyons.
But by the way, we're also not even done with this show. Just that.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Sticky Lions.
Yep.
Yeah, Nikki. Oh, God.
Thicky
Thicky,
James.
Thicky the Dragon Steamboat.
Thick Stratus.
Our favorite young lady.
The Thick.
Yes.
Thickle H.
I think it. Do you
Thick.
think.
Thick Cold. Thick Austin.
Is she going to win this?
Thick
Do you think?
JF.
What do you think?
Juicy F. You know what? I'm sorry. Go on. I'll continue.
You were saying
Well, it's her with Fallon Henley and then Roxanne Perez against Last Legend. I mean.
Oh, by the way, Fallon was in AEW. Not gonna let you guys forget that.
Oh,
So.
they finally signed Sky Blue, by the way.
Yeah, she's only been working there on a handshake deal for like the last 6 months.
Maybe a year.
Yeah,
Could it be
and now she's all elite.
the
Like,
final Last Legends, Nikki Lyons?
I think it's gonna be unless there's a. If I see one of the other two
I think it'd be
women
a good one.
win, it'll be a big shock to me. But I think it's going to be a continuation of Lash versus
Yeah.
Nikita, which, by the way, I wouldn't hate because like I said, Lash has certainly done better since her debut, and Nikita, in a lot of ways, mostly to Jesse, has been flawless.
Oh.
I do think in the ring she is very, very good.
Yes,
I love the character.
Yes.
you also love something else.
But them juicy hams, though. Listen, I know Thanksgiving is still like 7 months away, but I would like to go see
Jesse already gave
NXT
away.
live to see the turkey ham bones.
Jesse
And-
already
and-
gave away our Thanksgiving theme of what are you thankful for? Jesse's like them turkey legs.
You know what to do with them big fat hams. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Here's the thing.
There we go.
I do agree and very understand. I do. Oh,
But as a performer,
it is,
getting back to her as a performer, she's been excellent.
Yes,
I've
and then
I need Triple H
yes, Triple H.
to do something for me. Anyone who's listening, we're going to help a local wrestler here because I don't want to see this wrestler in AEW for shit.
oh,
So this local wrestler just had a great match against Chris Statlander at least a week and a half ago. Her name's Sierra. I don't want to see Sierra anywhere near AEW.
no.
I don't want to see Joey anywhere near AEW. So we need to get their tapes down to Florida. Because this women's division, if they had Sierra,
Pass on through Jacksonville on your way to Orlando.
yeah, fuck Jacksonville. It's a hellhole. Just
We can
drive
go
right
around
through.
it. We can go
Right?
around it.
The highway goes right past it.
We're gonna get Triple H and Shawn these tapes because I'm watching these women's matches and I go, if she can walk in, she automatically becomes one of the best wrestlers that they have.
Easily.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe we work out something where maybe she can still carry around the DPW thing. You know, we'll try to help Eric with that.
Yeah. Eric has said though many times is that if he can get anybody signed, that's kind of a sort
Well,
of
that's kind of his whole deal.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do.
yeah.
But because I'm looking at this women's division in NXT 2.0, and I go, she needs to be there. Like
She's on par. She's on par now.
Yeah.
With the majority of that division.
right, and
That's how great Sierra
I think if they
is.
saw the tapes, unlike AEW, they would not job her they would go, let's do a tryout match. We're just going to let you and another wrestler go for like 10 minutes.
Cora Jade, Fallon.
Right.
Fallon, I mean,
Right.
Henley.
It'll probably be at like some sort of live show or something.
Yeah.
And I think once they see her work, I think even Hunter would be like, Papa-in-law, listen, I'm going to work with this girl the next 2 years. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Something special.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is something special.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we might actually not have to bring Charlotte Flair back if we do this right.
And she can.
Well, Jesse, we have a Twitter.
Oh, like I said,
We could just tweet
I'm
Triple
going to
H.
tweet it.
Tweet it to Papa H.
I'm going to tweet it to Papa H.
Maybe Sean, too. Sean,
But
Sean's on there occasionally.
Let's share Joey's and Sierra's tape to NXT because they deserve that shot right now.
Yeah.
They just had a good match in Wisconsin here with
Scarlett and
Scarlett
Killer.
and Killer
Yeah.
Cross.
Scarlett and Killer
I
Cross.
mean,
Who John almost died from. John is a kind of a mutual friend through PWL.
Yep.
John Timothy, good guy.
yes.
But, he tried to get a picture with Scarlett and almost got choked out. I understand the picture with Scarlett. She also has great hand bones. I mean, great cheekbones. Great smile.
Yep.
He'll get there.
Yep.
I'll get there.
I
But he
get
forgot Killer Cross was in the room,
He did.
and he almost died.
Yep.
and-
Hopefully, he wants to get on the show, so we'll be able to talk to him.
Yeah,
about
we'll have
that
to talk to
maybe.
him about that.
Yeah.
We now move to the main event: La Familia versus the Family. Ladies and gentlemen,
Tony is just great to me.
I don't
Is that
care.
a New Yorker?
I don't care if Jim and Brian, who's from Long Island, if they think this is two good fellows, old school. If you don't like Tony D, I don't know what's going on. This is so much
This is
fun.
just classic wrestling gimmick.
Oh, by the way, Jesse.
was.
Jesse, your boys, the two young black kids who are in a tag team, they now have a match with Tony's.
Yeah, Idris and they're very good.
They're
by the
being
way.
featured more than Private
Right.
Party is.
Well,
So
for
there you
damn
go.
Sure they are.
There you go.
Yeah, Idris and what's his face? I forget his name. I'm sorry. Very good. And it was funny because the other kid wanted to be a solos wrestler, and it was Sean. I think the story is Sean convinced him to work with Inafre. I think that's what his name is. And because he was telling him, like, sometimes if you start in tag team wrestling, either you can become a legendary tag team, or you can become a legendary tag team and also use that as a catalyst of helping to jumpstart your singles career. Because working with somebody will always make you better. And those two kids have been phenomenal in NXT 2.0.
Oh yeah, I agree.
They are a lot of fun.
I did.
They Jesse, I think they're also getting a bad rap, especially with the stuff they were doing with the Toxic Attraction. Jesse, they're willing to do just some fun stuff. I don't want to say funny, but just fun stuff.
I have like I said, the only issue I have with Toxic Attraction is that I just find Mandy Rose fucking boring.
You do.
Really?
Yeah, I find her. I think she's bland.
I turn the volume off and just watch her.
I
I'm not saying that's not
I
an
don't
option.
need anything
But
else.
I'm like, you date Dolph Ziggler and your promos aren't a little bit more charismatic than this.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, I'm just talking about her as a wrestler.
Yeah.
I think the promos suffer so bad. Like, they're not Ronda bad, but they're only probably 2 levels higher than Ronda. And then, like, her in-ring work is great. She became a better in-ring performer the more they made her perform.
Yeah.
When they had
Oh,
her
yeah.
and Sonya in
Yeah.
the tag team. So she's a great in-ring worker. I have nothing bad to say about her in-ring work. But the character, she's just bland. And I guess I'm at the point where I'm just ready to see Gigi on her own now.
yeah.
Not just for certain reasons, but because I think Gigi Dolan deserves an opportunity to show what she showed on the Indies for all those years, and that she's a great, disgusting little heel character.
Yeah.
And, like, you can do a lot with her.
But back to this main event, folks.
Holy shit.
Escobar, first of
Oh, my
all, like I said, if you don't know Escobar, that's on you.
I fear he's stuck in NXT because he's so good.
Right.
Unfortunately, Fortunately and unfortunately, I mean, we
Yeah.
can watch
There
his
is no
matches.
one in the world that you could put him in a ring with where he wouldn't hold his own.
Right. He's so damn great. I'm like, I think because they want to make the wrestler so good so fast, he might be stuck in it.
Well, but to be fair, Jesse, if he gets to elongate his career after, like you said, already being a made man in Mexico,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with him saying, I'll just stick around NXT,
Right.
make them all great.
By the way, he's also helping the career of two people I think they probably would have cut.
Yeah.
And-
Cruz del Toro now, and formerly DJ Z.
Yeah.
Your boy DJ Z.
And so I do like Legado del Fantasma for those reasons.
But
Let me be honest about Tony.
Tony D.
Tony D is a character, if done right, can bring probably 1 million people back to television. You want to know why? Because people who maybe walked away from wrestling because maybe they hated the storylines, whatever, they might come back because they'll be like, oh, see, this is the shit I used to love when I was a kid. The
Yeah.
over-the-top characters, like the dude playing it to a T. The other two dudes, yeah, come on, this guy's going on. He got the overbearing, over New York like these guys are great. They work really well, and I do believe they are potential like needle movers.
Yeah.
If you use the characters right.
Yeah.
Because Tony's clearly all in on this character.
100%.
And like the story beats in the back before this match, I thought were fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
The two quote unquote mob bosses going after each other. I'm like, this is the shit of just cinema perfection right here. Like, I love Tony, but I'm scared
I know.
because there's two guys
Yep.
who would turn it into a big ass joke.
Yep.
Instead of just letting people be in on the joke and be in on the character.
And that's the thing about NXT 2.0 right now. We're all in on everything.
Right.
We are in on Chase U.
Yes.
So much so that Jesse wants a 4X
I'm gonna
Chase
get the
U
sweater.
Jesse
At some
wants
point
to,
soon, I'm gonna get.
Jesse
the
wants
sweater.
to be in one of those extras tape vignettes they do. He wants to be a member of Chase U.
Yes,
Put him in a tiny ass desk. He'll do it.
I'll go. I'll pay for the school.
Yeah. No, there you go.
There you go.
Jesse Jesse wants to have PE with Saray. I mean,
Sure,
yeah.
she'll help me become a better performer and wrestler.
Yeah, exactly.
we go.
That's why you want to go to physical education with Saray.
I thought you were gonna use Nikita Lyons there, and then I really would have had nothing to say that wasn't sexual. So, like, you kind of hurt yourself there on that one.
Yeah.
No.
He did that on purpose.
No. I knew where I was going. But my point is that no, that's the beauty of 2.0. If you just get over it, if you just get in on the joke, it's tongue-in-cheek, but it's what I love about tongue-in-cheek.
Correct.
It's not the Young Bucks version of tongue-in-cheek, which is wink, wink,
Right.
nudge, nudge. Hey, camera guy, go over there now.
Right.
It's literally just, yeah, no, I got a guy. In fact, I got two guys.
You know, I know a guy, and you might not get your guy back.
This producer, we're friends now. We're good together.
Dude was fucking beat up. He was like, no, the guy's fine. We had a conversation. I'm like, dude, this is great.
It's so much fun. It's also a throwback to when you guys were so New York. It's so much fun.
And the gangster movies and all that. It's
Yeah.
fucking great. I'm like, I love it.
Now we would also Leroy's got a few things, but Leroy's gonna get to some birthdays. But before we do, we'd like to send our best wishes to Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Hope that he can recover again from a cancer situation.
Kick its ass, Jim.
Wish him nothing
I
but
hope
the
so.
best. Wish him nothing but the best.
And also, I didn't write down here. Mongo
Yeah,
McMichaels, his health is deteriorating,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, we're gonna have to do a salute for him. But
Oh yeah.
I hopefully things.
You can
Go well
donate
faster.
to the ALS
Yes.
Foundation.
Foundation.
Yep.
It is
Yeah.
a terrible disease.
Really is.
That
It's a great thing to donate to. Hopefully, they can.
I love
find
that
a-
man, not just
find a
for
cure.
wrestling, but man, was he a hell of a football player.
he was
Oh,
also
yes,
a
he
hell
was.
of a wrestling mind.
He
too.
was too. Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, so Leroy, you have some fun stuff for us.
Yes. Well, we got some birthdays coming
All
up
right.
today. Santana Garrett, she is in AEW right now. She is 33
thing.
today.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Thing.
She was released by WWE. I know that it was during a pandemic when they hoarded
yeah,
people.
she was in.
But the fact is, she is nowhere better. Actually, WWE had her better off than AEW did.
yeah, she was
At
in
least you're getting paid.
13
okay.
and 16. She was in with NXT.
Yep.
She went to. She was in TNA for a little while, and now she's
I'd like
over
to see-
in AEW.
She's on Dark.
I would like to see her back in NWA. To be honest,
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well,
I'd go with that.
There we go.
It's an open
Also,
spot.
we have say happy birthday to Tracy Brookshaw, otherwise known as Tracy Brooks, 47, same age as me. I was like, oh, cool, we're in the
That
same
was
year.
she was the first. You know, some people say Trish Stratus, some will say Lita. First time I felt my pee-pee rise at a wrestling show was Tracy Brooks.
Well, that's all right.
Hot.
Yes.
She used to come out with, I believe it was Kid Cash at first,
Yes.
and
Yep.
then it was America's Most Wanted, Bobby Roode and James Storm.
Yep.
Yep.
Listen,
No,
I
no,
think
no,
James,
no. Chris Harris.
thank you. It was
There you
Chris
go.
Harris. Thank you. Then at some point it was Bobby Roode and James Storm.
Beer Money. That was Beer Money.
I do hope at some point maybe they reconnect with James. Hey, let's give this another try. I know you felt a little burned.
Just
about
have
the
James
match.
come in, kick off Dolph's head
right.
with a last call. That'll be something.
Let him and Rude reform the team. I think they could do a lot with that.
Oh, and by the way, James is officially more, like I said, a legend for what he did at that indie show when that promoter screwed him over. But like
that was
Yep.
great.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
so legendary.
That was
and,
great.
and you know, I've actually had some people ask, wait, so he basically told the promoter to go F himself. How was he still able to get in the back? I'm like, you ain't telling James Storm he can't go to the locker room.
Right.
Good luck doing that.
Right.
Because no wrestler in that building was going to be like, oh yeah, James, you can't go. He was the biggest person in that building by a mile. So
go.
yeah, it wasn't going to happen. But
we got-
okay, yeah,
Trey,
We had-
happy birthday, Tracy. 47.
47.
47. Just got two more.
All right.
Good old Brian Danielson is 41 today.
He
Happy
looks
birthday.
25.
He looks
There we go.
phenomenal.
He looks 20 fucking
does.
5.
You know,
And by the way,
hopefully
he
his
will
foot is
wrestle.
okay.
He will wrestle another 5 years at that level, and you will not see a single drop off. He's
There you go.
that damn good.
He should be doing his first New Japan stint soon, I've heard. So
Okay,
Cool,
okay.
cool.
I would hope so because once again, AEW, he's been there almost a year, and y'all ain't done shit with him. So,
Yeah.
well,
then-
I mean, on the fact that he wanted to go to New
he,
Japan.
he probably should have been the World Heavyweight Champion, but it is. What it
Yeah.
There we go. And then last but never least, we have to honor the late great Brian Pillman. It was his birthday today. He would have been 60 today.
Sorry that your boy decided to stick around with these clowns, but we love you, Brian.
But yeah,
One of those names that
One of the saddest photos that someone posted recently
Yep.
was all of the Heart Foundation, and the only one left is Brett.
yeah,
Yeah.
I saw
I'm
that
like,
too.
that's
I was
it.
like,
That
oh
is-
my god.
That is heartbreaking when you think about it.
Yep.
Because of course Natty's dad passed. I think it was 5 years ago.
I don't think it was that long ago, but
I had to be like 2017 or something.
I'll double check Jim's. passing.
I know it's been a little while.
Of course, Owen, tragic accident all those years ago.
And I want to be very
Bulldogs.
clear.
Bulldog.
I'm
Bulldog
sticking-
was like 2002.
I'm sticking with accident on that. I'm not blaming anybody for that.
Um,
He passed away 2018. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, so
Yeah, it's
4
been a
years
little
ago.
while.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years.
I do because I like I said I kind of remember the promo
Yeah.
because it was when Sasha Banks returned.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy, man.
Bulldog was in 2000 or Davey Boy Smith was in 2002.
One of the last of the Hart lineage because the other son has decided not to be in pro wrestling. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least we got
It's-
Nat.
We got Natty and her sister, who's more of an Instagram model, whatever. But you know,
Holy Christ. Yeah, she got some lungs on her. Yeah, that's all I got to say
she
about
got-
that.
she
Oh,
got-
my
she
Lord.
got more than lung capacity. There, my
oh, she could.
friend.
Yeah. I'm going to keep this appropriate because I could say a few things about that.
Yes, you could.
Oh,
But it's when I saw that photo, I was actually heartbroken
Yeah.
because I'm like, it's crazy. Every time he goes out, Brett has anytime like I hope WWE never does it, but I have a feeling they would just for the tier factor of the production company putting up like the holograms of the rest of them around Brett, and you would just go, Brett, can you stop being bitter so we can appreciate you? Damn it!
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like we just want to appreciate
Owens-
you and that family.
Owen's wife, I've already given her a pass. I get it. I can't.
I have no problem with
She
with
can
that.
she can do whatever she would like.
I have, like I said, I never even had a problem with them naming it the Owen Hart tournament. I just expected some sort of damn stakes when it started.
Well, not only that, but like I said, I also think that like Jim said, I think if Owen were alive, he'd look at this and be like, "What the fuck is this? I don't want my name on this shit."
Like the guy was a champion wrestler. Like make something in his name worth something.
Yeah.
Like because he's deserving of that. His legacy is deserving of that.
And like I said, it is sadly one of those tragedies where I don't know if anyone's ever going to be okay with it. And when I say anyone, I mean I don't think anyone is ever going to be okay from that.
Between him, Brian, Eddie, and Ultimate Warrior that was crazy.
Yeah, that was just
That
It was after the whole
my-
weekend where he was being
that was some
celebrated.
Lord of the Rings Gandalf shit of like I've come back until my purpose is done and then just
Gone.
done.
But
Chad as well.
Shad, I mean, those are legacies that thankfully our generation will never forget, and we have to try to remember to pass it along to the younger ones.
Yeah.
And show them those matches and show them what they influenced.
I'm just angry at the wrestling gods that I never got Owen versus Eddie.
God, that would have been.
End,
oh my God,
end
that
that
would've
match
been
as a
fucking
no
awesome.
contest with Big Show. I don't care. 5 minutes they would have given me the best match of the night.
Put it on pay-per-view, you can do a no contest, because then at least on pay-per-view you can let them go 20 minutes.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. That's
All
what.
right.
That would have been one of the few matches that I would have been like, oh, it's a no contest. I'm good.
Like,
Just-
you're like, I think I just watched the greatest no contest. In
I
history.
got nothing left in me.
All right.
But yes,
So,
Brian, we miss you. Brian, somewhere send a sign to your boy to either grow a backbone and get out of this crap, or let his contract just come up because
Well, I'm about to say, let your contract expire, brother. You deserve better than this.
I don't care if you go to WWE. I don't care what you do, but with that name alone, bro,
Come
you
home. That's
do something that ain't this.
Here's the thing.
Go to
He's
WWE.
one of the
Go home.
because he's one of the few. If he went to WWE, they would let him keep his name.
Yeah.
because they can actually remarket him off of the name.
Oh yeah.
oh, it'd be better for him.
Oh, Vince is not stupid enough to sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, I agree. Change Brian
Right.
Pillman Jr.'s name."
Right.
All right.
you kidding me?
so,
Vince would squeeze that orange until there's nothing but air coming out of it.
there we go.
Damn. All right. What do you got,
Listen,
Leroy?
well, that's it for birthdays.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna just like transition into what happened on SmackDown
Okay.
because that's
This show
damn big.
This show was good. I enjoyed this. You open it. You open it with the head of the table.
Sure.
He teased.
He's great.
He teased the good. He teased the bad.
Sure.
Your boy Shinsuke looked like Shinsuke. I am pissed off that there was not a Pat McAfee cam
I know.
because Michael Cole was trying to get the camera. The one time you don't want a cut done is when Michael Cole's basically telling you 5 different times to cut to McAfee, but you don't. You son of a bucktooth bitch.
Yeah, that beaver sometimes is not a likable bitch.
But man, was Shinsuke looked like Shinsuke. Sammy, I think this is the greatest work that Sammy's ever done in his career.
beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Just overall, Corbin made people hate him, and that's all he needed to do.
oh my god.
He made you dislike him, and he made you like a guy named Madcap.
I will give the Funky Love bunch their credit here. But my problem with giving you credit on this is you all have botched Baron Corbin for 6 years now.
Yeah, this dude.
He should have always been this hater.
If this dude doesn't form a tag team with Grayson Waller at some point, they'd be the most unlikable tag team in the history of professional wrestling. Because literally, there are ways to literally not like anything these two do.
Right.
They could botch, and you will laugh, and you'll be like, see, they botch, but you're hating them, so it works.
right.
And then you give him the belts and have him win.
Oh, these two would be great
No,
together. But yeah,
wow.
no. Baron right now is operating on a heel level that you're not seeing right now.
yeah.
I'm trying to remember the overall rest of the show because, like I said, it was really.
So
good.
I mean, there was the Tribal Chief stuff. There's Baron Corbin. I mean, let's just talk about this shit.
Let me get the results up here for you. It was
You
just
changed his name to L.A. Knight already,
yeah.
Yes.
so he doesn't have
His
official
debut.
name. Okay.
I
We all had seen that he was doing some stuff on like
Dark
Main
Live
Event
shows,
and
some
dark
live
matches.
shows, yeah.
yeah, with not Mustafa, but Mansoor and
T-Bar.
T-Bar. What the fuck is a Drake Dupree?
Max Dupree.
Max Dupree.
That's even worse.
I
Oh, sorry, Max Dupree. Why are you doing this to my guy? One of the best promos in the game. And that's okay to save. If you're going to do his matches, you save him for big time stuff. I'm fine with that. I am. I
Yeah.
am. Max Dupree. And like I said, Adam Cole would have probably had a stupid fucking name to start too. But at some point, it will probably shine through.
Yeah.
But see, this is the shit
I agree.
I talk about with Funky Love. What are you doing?
Also, I want to point out, Gulak, I love you. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
The man is doing so much good work right
Why
now.
are you? I love you, but why are you taking these ass whoopings?
They better be paying you for this. You better be getting paid for this.
It definitely has to be work. Oh my god, that stuff.
He
God,
took
that
a
hurt.
giant ass whooping.
Oh
Yeah.
my lord!
Um,
If this is set up Ricochet and
the
Walter
Gunther thing is
or Gunther,
working.
It's working now because they have the right baby face.
Yes.
But and Ricochet will also make it work. But because when they were just doing the jobbing thing, that could be me. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
But when they started, it was kind of dead on arrival. But now that they have the right baby face,
Yep.
it's working.
Yes.
Because Drew is so damn likable.
Yes.
And Ricochet is incredibly loved
Is it
amongst the
me,
fan base.
or do you think that if this was a different era and we were in an era where people didn't tell a guy, hey, go be the world champion, and they were just like, hey, go be the best version of you, that Gulak wouldn't be the most beloved jobber in any territory?
I think, well, he'd probably be a really beloved mid-carder in any territory.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no.
Because
and that's
you,
fair.
I mean, you would let him win because he's such a hell of a wrestler.
Yes.
But the ass whooping.
Yeah.
Like it's seriously, it's been a while since I've seen Walter give that kind of an ass whooping.
And he gave it.
I think the last time was Ilya Dragunov. Like that was
yeah.
an ass whooping.
Yeah.
yeah. This is gonna set up. If this does set up him and Ricochet,
I think it's clearly setting up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
him
yeah.
and Ricochet.
so
And like you said, they've worked together so many times, the chemistry's going to
the
be
chemistry's
instant.
going to be great.
so they're actually gonna like have an intercontinental title
What
match
I think this will
on a
be
pay-per-view.
No, what,
they need to.
what I think this will
It's
be.
been too long.
Yeah. What I think this will be Ricochet clearly has been given enough to where he believes he is in their future plans.
Right.
So I think what this is going to be is Ricochet is going to be like, okay, I can help build a guy that I know I'm friends with. I'm happy for him. I know that I'll be back in this position, if not bigger, but better at some point.
Right.
So he'll probably drop it. Walter can now walk around with a belt, which makes him legit. That's what I think this will be. I think Walter comes out of this with it in some way.
Sure. Well, sure.
But hey, look, I didn't know what was going to happen when they got rid of Marcel Bartel, but this has been working, and I've been enjoying
Sure.
it. And the other guy, whose name escapes me at this point, Fabian Eichner. No,
Fabian
sorry,
Eichner.
no.
Fabian Eichner is the one that isn't with them anymore.
This is Marcel. Okay, yeah. Marcel, he does a great facial expression.
Sure.
He's so good. He's so snot-nosed, stick your nose up at ringside. I'm like, again, camera guy, be on him the entire time. It's so good. But moving
Yep.
on, dude, they like Raquel. And at this
Yes.
point, and at this point, they're making fun of the fact that she was told to smile more. They're in on it.
Right.
Because Shotzi basically threw it out there.
Right.
But, like, I'm telling you right now, they like her, and they like her a lot.
Yes, clearly.
Because
I think so.
because her first match was not a squash.
No.
It was a beatdown of Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey got
Just
out
like
of the building.
Takashita, like, she basically went toe-to-toe with the champion.
Yeah. And by the way, oddly enough,
Almost beat the champion.
oddly enough, gotta give Ronda credit. A lot of chemistry with Raquel.
Yeah, I was not
Oh,
expecting
yeah.
Was
that.
not expecting
that
the match to
la-
work out.
That match 2 weeks ago was incredibly good.
It was
incredibly good.
And this week, Shotzi did what she was supposed to.
Right.
Raquel looked great.
Right.
Allison actually complimented the ring gear. Didn't look as kind of odd as her past stuff had looked.
Sure.
Not saying that her being exposed was a problem. This just really fit well together.
Sure.
The overall onesie was just a really nice look for Raquel.
Right.
But great match for what it was. Shotzi plays a really good bitch,
Yeah, she does.
which I think is needed right now in WWE. Not someone who's coming out there and saying female empowerment. Someone who just straight up says, I'm a damn bitch.
yeah,
And you want to see me get my face slapped in.
right.
I mean, it was good. They did it for the 90th time, but they teased something. Woods versus Butch. I think this match, in my opinion, before we get into the fact that we're over this, let's just focus on the match. It's clear that Pete Dunne doesn't care what his name is. He's still going to get the chance to be himself in the ring.
Oh, I said he's still
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
down in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I liked this because Woods and him had a really good match for what it
Yeah,
was.
it was a good match. Yeah.
This is the Drew McIntyre entryway.
Yep.
oh yeah, it's
Which is weird because Drew is clearly gonna fight Roman at the Castle show in a couple months.
Yeah.
So this, to me, that's why I'm like, to me, this is really fucking weird.
yeah.
This
and
is
then,
really weird.
And then what I honestly believe was one of the best tag matches I've seen in a long time.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And you know what? I don't care. I'm going to include the Briscoes and FTR because this match did everything I want. I mean, this match had people out of their seats. It did.
Had kids crying.
well, I think.
Well, no.
I
The
think-
match didn't have kids crying. The ending did.
the result did, yes.
I think if Roman and Heyman were really looking to make sure he constantly gets booed, I think they finally succeeded.
Oh, hell yes.
And maybe that's why they had Riddle do the knee last week, because the one guy, I guess, right now in WWE, if you overbeat up and put in a hospital, you probably get booed for, and there's no coming back.
It's Riddle.
It's probably Riddle.
Oh yeah.
It's probably Riddle.
I give them credit with the doctor angle. That was really well
Yeah.
done. They took a commercial break. This thing was put together so beautifully. Everybody was into it. Even after that awkward announcement by Michael Cole, this really kind of brought you back into the show.
Yeah.
But this was great. I loved this. Randy clearly can tag team wrestle at any point in time. For a second, I actually thought they were taking it off of the Usos. I mean,
So
they
did
had
I.
you. They had you. Match
did I.
wise.
Here's the thing. I was actually more excited for this match before their own promotional team fucked it up, and they revealed in the
I
UK
know.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I was like, oh damn.
Because I accidentally saw it on ours, and I'm like, and then they deleted it. I'm like, you dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah. Somebody
got fired.
got Future Endeavored that day.
Definitely.
Somebody got Future
But
Endeavored.
I agree, the match was
This,
phenomenal.
I mean, folks, they did not plant some kids. This match and the Afterbirth, they made you hate them. They aren't going to get
Well,
those
I'll
cheers
say
too
this,
much often.
Roman made you hate.
Yes.
Oh,
Roman
yeah,
did
yeah.
his job
Right.
and
But let's
proved why
see.
he's the best they got going.
Did it set up a future match against Randy and Riddle?
Yes. Yes, this is
Some-
going to be.
somebody says it's a triple threat, but I don't
gonna
think
get-
it'll be a triple
Roman's going to get 2 matches in one night. Roman's going to get paid twice one of these nights.
So I think what's going to happen is Orton is going to be the guy first, which is
think
going to
so?
be fun because what do I always say about Randy? Even though you might feel in your mind like he's not going to win, there's always that creeping doubt of, well, fuck, it's Randy Orton.
Yeah.
he could
No
win
shit.
this thing.
So
15, baby.
I've always said he's always a 50-50 shot to win whatever match.
So you
he's in.
believe he's coming back, going to
He'll come back first.
be
and then-
revenge,
He'll-
saying,
he'll
"Hey,
be
you
back
did this to
first.
my
He'll
buddy."
be back first.
And then when they screw Randy, then Riddle will be back.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
all right.
when they screw Riddle, that's when we'll see the Drew one. Because like I said, a part of me does still believe, and the reason why they're keeping the title separate,
Yep.
is because I think Drew's taking one of those
The
titles off of
pop
Roman.
that Drew's going to get at that Castle
Maybe.
show when he wins, the fact that they're going to do it in his home
Yeah.
country, in Cardiff, Wales.
Like, dude, you can just smell it.
Cardiff,
like, you
Wales.
can taste you can taste it coming that he's going to get that win on
Which is
Roman and
weird
Cardiff
because it's
Wales.
British food and it all sucks.
Well, yeah.
So to our British listeners, I want to say Zach's opinions are his own, but I must agree some of the food isn't very good.
To quote the exchange between John Taffer and Robert Irvine, you guys drink a lot of beer over there because your food is historically awful. The top 10 restaurants in the world are in London, and what kind of food do they serve? French. even they couldn't deny it. But hey, Scotland, we got good food. Why? It ain't healthy. We just fry everything.
No,
It's
deep
unhealthy.
fry everything.
It's great.
Get a little
The Scottish
haggis.
diet. The Scottish diet is the Hobbit diet. That's actually
But
been
I
proven.
do think. By the way, there's a Bobby match in there somewhere too.
Yeah,
So they've clearly laid out the plan for Roman here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Which is weird because it goes against the report.
Well, the reports have now shown right now it's impossible for them to get anything confirmed with Dwayne because he now is also opening the XFL when around the time they would do WrestleMania.
Yep.
So that's very tough. So you need to just plan when he's going to have those championships taken off of him in advance now.
Yeah, which is fine.
And then
And if you can do so apparently the rumor is, and I mean to cut you off, I'll let you speak here in a second, Leroy. So apparently also the rumor is if they can do the Rock Roman match, they might just do it with no championships. Because then that's a way for both of them to do the match and then go.
It also, in my opinion, not to, again, Leroy, we'll let you go in a second, just to kind of piggyback off what he said. In my opinion, it's almost better because then it's the honor of the family,
Right.
which then helps Roman shoot back into maybe another title run.
Right.
Because this
yes.
run is not going to get Roman one win.
Right.
Like there ain't no goddamn way he's getting one title run off of this gimmick.
Right.
Hell no.
no, and I think this also lines it up for the Money in the Bank.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we all know who's gonna get the men's Money in the Bank most likely.
I got a feeling
It's looking towards Cody.
it is looking towards Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, Cody with that would be the best thing all year because that guy is going, well, first of all, folks, you slap the American Nightmare symbol on that briefcase, you're going to sell 1,000 of those things.
Oh God, yes.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Cody, and this is now factually proven since he's appeared at WrestleMania and now is in WWE, he's the 4th largest name in pro wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
All they needed they remade him a star again in one night.
yep.
I'm like, that's insane.
It is crazy.
WWE's smoke and mirrors, the people that work there, they are keeping Cody away from whatever made him what he was in AEW.
Right.
Okay, screw it. I'm not going to say we're going to wait. We're just going to talk about it. Folks, this mofo was the most hated guy in a company he fucking started.
Right.
He was the most annoying person on reality television. I know, I watched. Fuck the two of you.
We love you,
We
Zach.
love you.
This guy had a wife who became the most attractive woman nobody ever wanted to see again. Beautiful black woman.
There she is.
Didn't want to see her ever again.
Understandable.
Because holy shit, was it bad. His child was the first African American half white child in the history of Atlanta. We made all the jokes.
You can't be keeping that straight now.
Nope. But
It was so bad.
But in one goddamn night, in 22 minutes, we forgot all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We fucking looked at the Jedi Council, and they fucking waved their hand and said, "You will forget everything that happened in AEW." And holy shit, did we?
Right.
And all it took
It
was a
one
bigger
little,
light, a better camera, and Seth freaking Rollins.
and one little green dude.
Yeah.
You will forget.
You mean Yoda?
Yes.
You mean Yoda?
That's
Yeah.
Vince.
Thank you. But anyway, no, all it took was a bigger camera, a bigger light, a stage that they will never sell out because Jerry Jones ain't bringing them in.
No.
Mostly because of Shad, but not me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all it took was a camera, a light, and Seth freaking Rollins. And all of a sudden, and now he's got Miz this Monday on Raw, which, again, I said was coming after Seth.
Yes.
Was that Miz is going to be involved a little bit because he helps Cody.
Yeah, but he's gonna whoop Mrs. ass. So
No, I agree. But here's the thing.
I'm looking forward to it. Man. It's going to be a great match.
We watched for, Jesse, how long was that run with ROH and New Japan? About
Oh man, 4 years.
Okay, so we watched for 4 years and thought he was the hottest thing in wrestling. We watched for 3 years and said,
What happened?
why, what, who, where? Give me Torture Club because this sucks. But anyway,
Oh God, I don't know.
but anyway,
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh, damn.
but anyway, Seth friggin' Rollins, a light and a camera. To quote, to kind of piggyback off Eminem's introduction of Run DMC, two microphones and a turntable.
Right.
Yeah.
2 pieces of production equipment and Seth friggin' Rollins. And all of a sudden, we have forgotten everything. We forgot
go.
the bad ladder matches. We forgot the botches with a go-go. We forgot about a promo that included not only Shad Khan but Bruno Sammartino, which we didn't get till 4 months later. We forgot about Jade Cargill's debut. We forgot about Shaq, but so did they. We forgot.
Well, no, he disappeared.
Forgot about everything. And you know what? That first night, Jim Cornette was right. Well, they're in Dallas. The road's in Texas. We got it. But it has gone to Grand Rapids, Michigan. It has gone anywhere and everywhere. From sea to shining sea. We are all in a nightmare, and don't wake us up.
And the response from the crowds and the kids and the family, it's incredible.
Cody
I
Rhodes,
love it.
for some reason, is not coming off delusional. I don't know if it was a character. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not here to speculate on that because that Rhodes to the Top thing was so bad, you couldn't try to be that bad. That's how
know.
bad that was. But the thing about it is that the wife is gone for now, but she ain't going to be put with him because they know that's instant issue.
Which is going to be the smart decision.
Yes. But even
Yeah.
if she doesn't come back, go do your Shot of Brandy show, whatever.
I don't know what she does. I don't
Whatever.
care.
But here's the deal. We forgot in one night all of it. And by the way, I will send you to the basically 20 hours straight of listening to the Jim Cornette and Brian Last omnibus of everything they said about Cody before AEW started up until his WrestleMania moment. And maybe they added a little bit more, I'm not sure. But the thing is that I listened to all 20-some hours of it. It was bad, and it kept getting worse for a long fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
And in one night, even fucking Cornette and Last forgot about it. In one night.
Yeah.
And then he comes out, and you're like, all right, because remember, Jim said it, and Jesse, you were there for years in the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
What is the one thing on Vince's mind on WrestleMania weekend? It's not the show. It's the first opening segment of the Raw after WrestleMania.
Right.
Yep.
That's where Vince's mind is at. And he handed it to Cody, even though Bianca could have had it,
Right.
Yep.
even though Becky could have had it.
Roman could have had it.
It could have been a debut. It could have been anybody. He gave it to Cody. And
Now we get these like kind of like funny. They're kind of stupid, but they're funny. Like countdown to Cody, but it's kind of crazy because it works.
And the thing about it is, what happened after the moment where we all forgot about it? We're like, okay, now we'll see what you do. And then we all forgot about it again. Why? We got a tear-jerking story about his goddamn father, who we love, and may he rest in all of wrestling heaven.
Right.
Holy crap!
I was so upset with him when he
We-
did that to me. Oh, my God.
We do not care anymore.
I love his
The
daddy.
dude got Our Lady Peace back on WWE programming.
For now,
Until Vince finds out who they are, and then that's going to get edited out.
until he remembers about Chris Benoit.
Yep.
Edit it out again.
Song's still good, by the way. It's a great song.
Great
but
song.
Yeah, it's an amazing
Oh,
song.
hopefully not.
I love
Hopefully
Our I love the boys.
They really got to stop hiding from the Chris Benoit thing. though,
Well,
right?
Yeah, I agree. But the thing-
I think it's gonna be interesting is when he gets that briefcase. When is he cashing in? I think it probably would have to depend on if they can have that Roman Rock match at WrestleMania.
well, because
no, you know what they're going to do.
the rumor is they really do want to do Cody and Roman.
Well, but Jesse, you know what they're going to do, don't you? Whether it's a live event or it's a random SmackDown or Raw they do in it, they're going to give him the title in the Garden. He's going to get the title for his daddy in the Garden.
I'll be honest. If it's
That
a
would
show-
be sweet.
If it's a show I don't see, though, I'm gonna be pissed.
And I agree with you.
It's like when AJ won, and I'm like, oh, "You motherfuckers! I didn't see that."
But that was his second one anyway.
I
so,
know, but
yeah.
I was just like, oh, "You sons of bitches!" I was so mad.
But all I'm saying is that whenever they decide to do it, you know it's going to be some show
Oh,
in the
for
Garden.
sure.
If they have a Garden show coming up here, I'm serious. Go check WWE scheduling And if the next Garden show they announce, if it's on a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday, folks, you gonna see Cody Rhodes get the belt from his daddy in the Garden.
Yeah.
For his daddy in the Garden. It's gonna happen.
They could just do it in Texas, but it would be poetry to do it in the Garden.
Because that's where they took it away from his daddy.
And you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna make me fucking cry.
It's gonna make us all cry.
Oh my god, it's gonna make me
It's
cry.
gonna make us
I'm
all
gonna be
cry.
so mad
because
at
for those
all
of you
of
out
them.
there who are like, well, yeah, Cody's got all the hype, blah blah blah. You didn't sign for that kind of money to just come back and be Stardust in 3 months.
Right.
No. It's
You
like-
didn't sign for that. You think Vince gonna let Stardust work for that kind of money?
Adrenaline in the soul. His name is
It's like-
Cody fucking Rhodes.
all that emotion
works.
from that promo that he was talking about his daddy.
Those
and
guys are gonna make royalties for a very long time, and they are very happy.
I'm gonna send a letter to Vince McMahon saying, "Damn you, old man! You made me fucking cry when he won that goddamn
They gonna
belt."
give it to him so he can bring it.
If my kids are up and watching me, they're gonna see me watch this. Daddy, why are you crying? I'm happy, but I'm fucking crying.
He gonna bring that title back to his mama.
Oh my!
Claire is
Shush.
clairvoyant because it's like she heard her name.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Exactly.
them cookies are really good.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
those
you very
cookies.
much for those. Those
Where
were
did you
fantastic.
get? Were that from church?
Here you
Did they make them at church? Some lady at church made them.
go.
They're damn
Bless them.
good cookies.
Good,
But
good Lutheran cooks.
But yeah, Jesse, we forgot about all of it.
Listen, like I said, I'm like
You were the first one to look at me and be like, "Holy shit, gone."
Yeah. Well, I told you because some people were like, "Well, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna do the Ring of Honor thing?" And I'm like, "No, I'm pretty sure he's going back to WWE, and we're gonna forget about all this."
Because again, I'm starting to think that this was the plan all along. It's all pointing to this was the plan all along.
Right.
Because Jesse, he needed Liberty, his lovely daughter's name. He needed Liberty's name to get that tear going in the promo for a Go-Go.
Sure.
He didn't need it when he got
No.
to Dallas.
No.
He didn't need that.
One of the loudest pops ever at WrestleMania. Well, but besides Stone Cold, but
Well, yeah.
it doesn't count when it's in Texas. Sorry, Austin, you can be mad at me.
Bianca-
you do not count when we're in Texas.
Bianca,
you're always gonna get a pop.
Bianca, you are the EST. But honey, if you thought you were bigger than Stone Cold in Texas, that ain't ever gonna happen.
No, and that whole
Wasn't that
frickin-
Charlotte and Ronda that story was about? That they were upset about that.
No. Apparently, Bianca said that she deserved to be the main event, and everyone's looking at her like, "We love you. You're in Texas."
Baby girl, you are a main eventer. You have proved everything that you needed to prove.
Well, besides
you ain't
Cody.
Stone Cold
You-
in Texas.
You ain't Stone. I'm sorry. I said it myself. If you were in Knoxville, it would still be Austin over you.
And unfortunately, you ain't Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Well, here I got a question for you guys.
All right.
And I put it on here. The fourth member of the new faction by Edge.
Please
I'm out,
don't-
have
I'm
you-
out on Ciampa.
Please
I'm out.
don't.
Okay.
Please don't say the. I'm done with the Judgment Day. Just say Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Take the dust.
But have you seen? He teased him. He has teased
Paige.
Paige.
He's a few others.
Liv. It's yeah. They're doing it on purpose.
I don't know if it's gonna be Finn.
Number one,
That's what I was saying.
fucking
Finn.
hated that promo on Monday, to be honest.
Oh, you did.
You're trying to build for your match with AJ Styles, and you're talking about what new member you might get, bro? Shouldn't you guys be focused on the current guys that you're supposed to be dealing with? He knows better. And that's why I was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam knows better. Besides that, to speculate, I'm out on Ciampa. They're trying to do something weird with Ciampa and Miz, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Could there be some
'Cause
younger
the thing
talent
about
they could
Ciampa
bring
is
in?
Ciampa works really well as a heel.
He does.
Maybe it won't be Theory. You can just remove that.
Yeah.
No,
Dude.
yeah, no, I wasn't thinking that at all.
By the way, that's the other hypocritical thing. If Mr. McMahon technically isn't supposed to be a character on television anymore, why are we still doing this fucking story now that he has the United States Championship?
I agree.
Do better, Vince.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, is that
I gotta be honest.
Is it anybody he
I don't-
teased the
I
tweet
don't
on?
see you doing Finn, and here's why. Because Finn right now is so over. This faction would become a face faction just by him being there.
It won't
Yeah.
be Finn. It won't be AJ. And it won't be Liv.
No, Finn is too over because his entrance alone. Because here's the deal: when he went back to NXT, he wasn't really a heel. He was just going back to being an arrogant piece of crap.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Edit that out, because if Allison ever hears that I call Finn a piece of crap, I'm in deep shit.
Haha.
Well,
it's Stan.
Allison,
Let's see.
well, I guess
Let's see.
Allison can beat me up because guess what? As a heel, that's what he is. He's arrogant piece of shit.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
With
gonna have to
great
tell her to.
ribs.
I'll have to tell her exactly when to listen.
You're on her shit list anyway for your bad booking of hotels. Shut
I know.
up there,
This-
funky love with a beard.
Hey! This might get me off that shit list.
No, it won't.
I can try.
She saw the hotel room you got
I
us.
love your persistence.
You can't
sir.
hate me for trying.
True, but again, and Jesse, you saw it. That was the most ghetto ass hotel I've ever been in.
It looked pretty damn
You're
ghetto.
welcome.
The sheets didn't match.
Oh well.
Man, if you guys would have put a black light on the beds, you probably wouldn't
That
have laid on the
nope,
beds.
nope.
I
No.
would have slept in my car.
I would have slept. Your car was safer than the room.
So probably somebody got killed in that room. But yeah,
Your car at least locked.
right.
That's true.
So
You know the door
you got
locked.
3 names.
Barely.
2 of them you're gonna be like, what? And then the last one probably.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Mansoor.
Okay.
I personally think he's a perfect candidate because if they're not going to throw him into whatever's going on SmackDown,
Yeah.
he's listed as a free agent.
True.
So if you throw Mansoor into that group,
Yep.
you've been wanting to do the Mansoor heel thing now. I think Mansoor works because Mansoor has a very edge-like body anyway.
He does, yeah.
And I think
He's lanky, but he seems like he can move better than
right.
Edge.
And you can turn Mansoor into the protege of the group, the future leader of the group.
Because
when Edge
basically you've
leaves.
already mapped out that Edge is basically going to take this thing into retirement.
Right. Because he's already fucking said it. And he's like, all right, this is the last change, and this one is until I retire in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I think Mansoor would be perfect because then whenever you decide to give, Edge the send-off or whatever,
Yeah.
the last match, Mansoor takes over, beats him up, gets him out of WWE,
Yeah.
and then Judgment Day is all
If there's
followed by
if there's
Mansoor.
anyone left outside of maybe Orton who says the way I go out is building somebody else, it's probably Adam.
The second
Yeah.
name is Randy Orton.
Okay.
I think they've wanted to do the heel rated RKO thing again since he got cleared.
Probably, yeah.
And now
That
you
would be
get-
fun.
Now you get to like I told people I'm like so I threw that out there
Yeah.
on Reddit.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people. That's stupid. And then there were some guys that got it, and they went, "Wait a minute, you telling me I can get heel Viper back?"
Why
in
are
the
none of these
suits?"
people subscribed to our YouTube?
I share it all the time, guys. Go subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah.
Please, please, I'm begging you now.
71.
Subscribe, like, comment.
29 more. God damn it.
Tell us how stupid we look. We don't care.
Yeah.
We know.
We know.
Oh, yeah,
We have
yeah.
to look in the mirror every day.
Yeah. Except for Leroy because it breaks.
Think about
No,
it.
it's not broken.
Randy Orton in a suit again.
Yeah.
That's fucking scary.
That is
The
a little bit.
unhinged Randy Orton in a suit again. You'd be like, yeah, that's a bit uncomfortable. And then maybe he can use like a Theory of a Dead Man's Darker Song or something like that.
Yeah.
Because him and Edge had the sway to be able to go get them to license music. Last one. The last one is just a personal one.
Okay.
Okay.
I know it sounds crazy. It's Sami Zayn. If he ain't gonna join the Bloodline, man,
I said it.
join the Judgment Day.
I said it. If Sammy,
That'd be interesting.
if they wanted the biggest heat,
He's a rat heel.
he is.
Talk about someone like the way to even make him get hated more is to always go report to Edge. So this guy, I'm the locker room leader, and I just want to help. You just like, you dirty son of a bitch, Sammy. Now, he's too old. I don't know. He's been pretty part-time recently. But my fourth thought to kind of revitalize a heel run for him was Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, yeah.
Because then you could try to give him a Shawn Michaels run for the next 2 years. That'd be really fun.
But my whole thing about this is just, it's a lot of fun. It's not without its flaws, but what is, especially in WWE.
By the way, I'm happy they just come out to Edge's song now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated that at first Priest was still coming out to his own. I'm like, no. Just use Edge's. It works.
And not to mention the fact you might as well use it because you're paying a lot of money for
Right.
it. Because Miles and those boys are not stupid. They get their money out of this.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They get their money out of
Well,
this.
like I said, Edge has pull to get that license.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, no, it's really interesting. I said it during the match. Or actually during the morning. Or the show itself. You wanted some real heat? Have Sammy cost the Usos? Can you imagine if that had happened?
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine if Sami Zayn had cost the Usos?
Now, here's what I was expecting on Friday when I saw that the Usos might win. I actually expected him to be the one to help them get those belts. Because then you would have been cool to see Roman come out, still do the beatdown, and then Roman looks at Sammy and almost gives him the approval. Like, okay. And now that adds a bit of danger to a Ricochet and a Gunther. Because guess what? Now he's going to want the U.S. and Intercontinental Championships, even though Sammy isn't technically family. You go, he's the locker room leader. He listens to his tribal chief, and I'm going to have all of it. Well, Sammy's the perfect mid-card guy to do it.
He really is.
He's a chicken shit. They can help get the titles. I'm like, actually, that would be a great, but that's not what they did, and that's fine.
No.
But I think I would have did that just because. Then you really would have booed Sammy because you'd be like, you son of a bitch.
No, honestly, you might have made Sammy the biggest face in the world if he cost the Usos, even if it was by accident.
Maybe.
But, I'm actually really looking forward to it. Next week, we will go over the updated card for Double for Nothing because we have to.
That's part of our journalistic job, sir.
Zach.
We're journalists,
And I know we are a wrestling podcast and not a football podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But what you should do is take some of this rage that you get from AEW, and I'm not saying it's not warranted, but you should throw it at Vikings ownership.
Why exactly would I do that?
Because you might feel better talking about AEW when you just know it's going to upset you anyway. And see, that's why I don't hold on to the anger with AEW. I can move on.
You got enough anger with the Jets.
Mets, Knicks. I'm not even a Mets fan, by the way. Yankees.
You're not a Mets fan.
I'm
You're
not
more
really
of
an
a Yankees guy.
Islanders fan, but they're going to disappoint, I'm sure of it.
And what bothers Jesse the most is that he sees the Yankees having the best record in all of baseball. He's like, well, you're still going to blow it somehow.
I mean, they'll blow it in the middle of summer. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They're going to be fighting for the fucking 2 seed by August. I'm going to be mad as shit.
Don't worry.
Stanton will miss 2 months. Judge will be out for 4.
Right.
We know this will happen.
We'll lose our starting pitching for like 3 months. It happens every motherfucking year on the clock.
This
Wow.
is
I've been
Jesse's
through this
pain.
pain for a long time.
Except Jesse.
Okay, I'm a Wolves, Timberwolves.
I'm not even mad about the Wolves. You want to know why? I'm the only person in America that actually was like, no, they overachieved, you dumbasses.
Yeah, it's like I'm a Wolves fan, I'm a Wild fan, I'm a Twins fan.
The Wild
I'm a
weren't
Viking
supposed to be
fan.
there anyway. Minnesota sports.
A little disappointed.
Minnesota
but
sports.
yeah.
You guys get the big. I'll say it live here. I don't give a shit. You guys get the biggest heads when your team overachieves in the world. All of a sudden, you're like, it's our year, and you're like, no, it's not.
Now, to be fair to you guys,
Jesse's team got 2 back-to-back AFC Championship games. They thought it was their year, and they all got reminded. Oh right, we have Mark Sanchez as a quarterback.
it wasn't Mark's fault, though.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, it was definitely
yeah.
Rex Ryan's defense fault. But you see, if you put more of that anger towards like the Vikings and shit, when we talk about AEW,
I'm not angry about the Vikings. They're
Neither
fine
am
right
I.
now. I ain't angry about that.
Just get it out,
I'm not angry about the Vikings. They're fine.
Because
I liked our draft. I don't care what anybody
every time
says.
we talk about AEW, I feel like I send him home to his future wife, and she probably has to dress sexy to make him happy again. Because he can clinically depressed.
He can get rid of some of that pent up energy. She
good.
can help him with that.
He says this while looking at his phone. People,
I'm good.
no, I'm good. No, I'm fine.
If I have any energy or pent up anger, it's going to be directed towards.
I get it right now. He's breathing it out.
It's going to be directed towards
Jesse.
that fucking Cheeseland Green Bay motherfucker.
Well,
plays up
you
there.
chose to live here, though.
Jesse.
I know
Jesse.
it's cheaper rent.
Jesse. I'm not angry.
Wisconsin has always sucked.
Exactly. Jesse, I'm not angry. I liked our draft. I like where we're going. But again, I'm not the person that sits there and acts like. But see, Jesse, we haven't hired. Okay, I'm not saying we've had the best coaching hires.
Sure.
We didn't hire Adam Gase.
Oh, wow.